It's time for Avon Varsity Football on Audio Sports Online. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by McDonald's, Reynolds Body Shop, McNamara Florist, and Red Cobra Wrestling. Avon Varsity Football is an AudioSportsOnline.com production. Now let's head out to the field for tonight's game. The 2014 high school football season for the Avon Orioles got off in a dramatic fashion last week as the Orioles opened up their season at Lucas Oil Stadium, taking on the Metropolitan Conference's Lawrence Central Bears. For Avon, didn't look too good early as the Orioles found themselves trailing by 16 at the half. And matter of fact, they were trailing by 16 midway through the third quarter. But things started to roll downhill for head coach Mark Bless's offense. They got a touchdown on a Derek Tennant run in the third quarter and then recovered a fumble on the ensuing kickoff. Put that one into the end zone as well. And before you knew it, Avon had their first lead of the contest early in the fourth quarter. They had to survive a comeback by Lawrence Central. Lawrence Central took the lead midway through the fourth quarter. But Brandon Peters, the junior quarterback for the Avon Orioles, drove the Orioles down the field and with under a minute left, scored it himself on a 1-yard touchdown plunge. And the Avon Orioles came away with a season-opening victory, 38-31. Now it doesn't get any easier. They welcome the second-ranked in the state of Indiana in Class 6A, Ben Davis Giants, and the home opener for the Avon Orioles. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Avon Oriole Football on ASO. My name's Brian Scott, flying solo tonight. Coach Shelbourne not with me tonight. He should be back next week. Avon 1-0 on this young season, and again, a impressive comeback for this Orioles football team, but it didn't start easily, and it started rather slowly. Avon, numerous 3-and-outs early in that contest as the Lawrence Central defense played pretty well against the Orioles. They couldn't get the running game going, and they were slow in getting their passing game. Brandon Peters, little off sync in that first half. But in the third quarter, some adjustments, especially defensive by Avon. They managed to really hold Lawrence Central down. Lawrence Central only scored 8 more points in that second half. And in the end, Avon able to get their offense in track and in gear, and they come away with the victory. For Brandon Peters last week, he was 13-19 for only 116 yards. He did have 2 touchdowns, but of those 13 completions, 11 of them were in the second half. So it was a rather late start by the the junior quarterback. Meanwhile, Derek Tennant, he also had took him a little bit of time to get on track himself, rushing the football, but eventually 23 carries for 191 yards and 2 touchdowns. Andrew Griffin, well, it was a receiver that Brandon Peters was looking for the most. Again, a little bit of out of sync issues in that first half, but he and Andrew Griffin and Brandon Peters, they hooked up for a touchdown there in the second half. The other touchdown pass went to Matt Moore. Defensively, Avon, they're going to have to do an outstanding job tonight. They're going to welcome in a quarterback that is highly sought after in senior quarterback Kyle Kastner. Kastner is coming off of just a fantastic record-setting game for the Giants last week. He threw for over 350 yards, 28 of 43. He threw 2 touchdowns, did throw 1 pick. This is a very explosive Ben Davis offense, and he distributes the football very, very well. They had 6 players with 2 or more catches in last week's game, and a couple of touchdown passes went to senior True Smith. He had 153 yards and 2 touchdowns on the game. So it should be a fantastic game tonight as the number 10 Avon Orioles host the number 2 Ben Davis Giants. We're going to take a timeout, come back, we'll talk more about this game. You're watching the Oriole pregame show on Audio Sports Online. Stop in any Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's and try one of their 2 $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger. McDonald's is a proud supporter of Avon and Brownsburg athletics and is proud to host the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, taped Wednesday nights on location and aired Friday nights before football on 1610 AM XRB and XRBradio.com. McDonald's has 2 locations in Brownsburg and Avon. In Brownsburg, they are located at the corner of Main and Odell next to Marsh and just off Green Street next to I-74.
In Avon, you can find them at the corner of 267 and 36 next to Kroger or on Rockville Road next to Meyer. Stop in either Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's for their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger today. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com. McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900. Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
Welcome back to Avon High School. Brian Scott with you on Audio Sports Online tonight as the 10th-ranked Avon Orioles get ready to face the 2nd-ranked Ben Davis Giants. Ben Davis comes in highly touted this season. Matter of fact, they're ranked 2nd in the state of Indiana. But if you look at the first-place votes with the AP voters, they have 11 of the AP first-place votes, by far the most of anybody in 6A. They just find themselves 4 points overall behind the Carmel Greyhounds. Matter of fact, when you take a look at the national rankings by some publications, they rank Ben Davis the 19th best team in the entire state, or the entire United States. So Ben Davis, highly touted as they come into tonight's game, and why shouldn't they be? They took on 5A number 1 Cathedral last week, and it was over before it even begun practically. Ben Davis put 23 points on the board in that first quarter. They led that game by the score of 30-10 at the half before defeating Cathedral by the score of 44-19. We told about how well Cal Kastner threw the football in that game. It's kind of reminiscent of what the Orioles saw last year in the sectionals. It was a game for about a quarter and a half before Kastner and the Giant offense was able to get on a roll, and before all was said and done, Avon saw their trips of going to a sectional championship game finally broken last season. For Avon, they're really going to have to get off to a much better start than they did against Lawrence Central last week. As we mentioned earlier, it was a lot of 3-and-outs early in that contest. They're not going to be able to have that kind of luxury against a very, very strong Ben Davis defense. Ben Davis, the defense is full of seniors except for one, and that one may be the most talented of the entire group. Junior Asmar Bilal, he has got offers from Notre Dame. He's got offers from Michigan. He has a pick of where he wants to go, much like what Avon saw last week with Lawrence Central's Darren Kirkland, who is going to play for Michigan next season, I should say. The Orioles, again, facing a very, very talented linebacker, but they also want to look at Norman Oglesby on the defensive line. He will be playing for Cincinnati next season. So a very talented bunch of Ben Davis Giants defensively. They'll run a 4-4. And while everybody but Belial is a senior, not all of these seniors played a lot last year, but judging by what we saw last week against the Fighting Irish Cathedral, Giants still with a very, very potent offense. So it will be critical for the Avon Orioles to get on the board and get their offense moving early in this game. Before we talk anymore, let's have our national anthem.
And now the playing of taps. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as we have the singing of our national anthem from Megan Murphy.
Our national anthem here at Avon High School, and before that you heard the playing of taps. It is Military Appreciation Night here at Avon High School. The players, they're wearing their black jerseys with the camo numbers, and matter of fact, you will find an Oriole Army theme here at Hendricks Regional Health Stadium at the campus of Avon High School. We talked about it a little bit before the playing of our national anthem for Avon. The key, it's going to be to get offensively strong tonight. And while they saw had a few problems last week with Lawrence Central, especially coming around the end, it is still a very strong middle of that Avon offensive line with Zach Ryan, Brady Nyland, and Ross Carter. They will be tasked to help keep Norman Oglesby and Ismar Bilal from coming up the middle. And it is really going to be key to give Brandon Peterson protection and opening a few running lanes for Derek Tennant. Again, this Avon offense did not really start all that well last week. We'll see if a little bit of home cooking helps the Orioles in their games here with Ben Davis tonight. Let's take a moment here and take a look at the particulars for tonight's game as we get ready between the second-ranked Ben Davis Giants and the 10th-ranked Avon Orioles. Both teams coming off a season-opening wins. As I mentioned, Ben Davis defeated Cathedral last week, 44-19. The head coach of the Giants, Mike Kirshner, 55-25 in his 8th year at the helm of the Giants, and 69-51 in his 12th year overall. For the Orioles, Mark Bless, 33-15 in his 5th year at Avon, and a very impressive 182-82 in his 25th year overall. These two teams have met 4 times here recently. Ben Davis is 3-1, including the 35-14 win last year in the sectionals. As I mentioned, Ben Davis comes in ranked number 2 in 6A according to the AP poll. They have 11 first-place votes. but they fall 4 points short of Carmel, who is your number one team. Carmel had 8 first place votes. Warren Central, they were ranked second last week, but they had that 12-9 game in overtime against Center Grove. They fall to third. The Pink Kingsmen are ranked fourth in the state of Indiana, followed by the Fishers Tigers, and they are going to have one whale of a football game tonight. They are playing sixth-ranked Pike. Center Grove is seventh. Southport is eighth. Hamilton Southeastern, they dropped from tied to 8th to 9th. They fell to Carmel last week, 14-7. And Avon moves up from 15th to 10 after their win over Lawrence Central. It is hot. It is muggy. Conditions that we have not seen here for a while. It's been a relatively cool summer, and, of course, now the summertime conditions show up on the home opener. Of course, Avon last week playing in the controlled confines of Lucas Oil Stadium. Tonight it is warm, it is muggy, there is a wind that is blowing from the south to the north, but hopefully the rain will hold off, and more importantly, hopefully the lightning will hold off. We can stand a little bit of rain, but the lightning, that's another story. So hopefully the weather will stay to our west. Did happen to talk to XRB meteorologist Paul Poteet before I came here. He said he hoped that the things would stay to the west of Avon tonight. So hopefully no problems in getting this football game in tonight at Avon. Again, we mentioned last week with Andrew Griffin moving from the defensive side of the ball to the offensive side of the ball. One of the things that the Orioles are going to get help with defensively is not Griffin moving back to the defense, but they are going to get back their starting safety in Brody Good, the 5'10", 190-pound junior. He had a slight knee issue, could not play last week. Coach Bless says he will be back, and he is playing in tonight's game. Also back, Thomas Williams, the 5'10", 220-pound senior middle linebacker. He returns tonight after a slight injury. That allows the Orioles to move Rashawn Brent, who started at outside linebacker last week. They're going to move him back over to his natural defensive end and put Joe Belden back at nose guard. Joe played defensive end last week, had a good game for the Orioles along with A.J. Elcock, but now Joe will move back to his traditional nose guard position, and the Orioles look to be stronger again. The front three and the linebackers played very well last week against Lawrence Central. The problems came in the defensive secondary, and they're going to have their hands full tonight against the Ben Davis team, which at the wide receiver position is tall. You have Brennan Gillis at 6'6", Story Emerson at 6'2", and True Smith at 6'1". The tallest Avon defensive back, well, that would be Gabe Laxton's at 6'4". Nick Handelin is at 6'1", but he'll be playing more of a rover back position, and it was Nick Handelin that was having a few problems last week against Lawrence Central. So we'll see how the Orioles match up with these really, really tall Ben Davis Giant wide receivers. We're about ready to get this game underway. So glad you could join us tonight for Avon Oriole football on Audio Sports Online. Once again, my name is Brian Scott. Thanks for tuning in tonight. My broadcast partner, the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelburne, could not be with us tonight. Hope to have him back for next week's game against the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Avon won the toss. They elected to defer, so they will kick off as back deep Chris Evans and Jalen Harden for the Ben Davis Giants. Kicking off will be Sam Perino. He started last week doing all the kicking duties, but it was eventually Alex Steffen in the second half that took over the punting and, most importantly, the field goal kicking duties. It was Steffen's 43-yard field goal that tied that game last week against Lawrence Central. About ready to get this game underway. Sit back. Hope you enjoy the game as Perino puts a foot into it, and it will be taken into the end zone as driving back is Jalen Harden, and the Ben Davis Giants will begin this game on their own 20 as the senior quarterback Kyle Kastner, a 6'3", 207-pound senior, brings the Giants out. Across the offensive line, Jalil Brewer, Kashay Wilder, Tim Fields, Quentin Tyler, and Justin Brandon. The wide receivers are True Smith, Brennan Gillis, and Story Emerson. The H-back is Chris Evans. The running back is Dorian Tate. And they come out to the 20-yard line dressed in white. with the dark purple numerals. And the Orioles, as I mentioned, in black with the camo-colored numbers. And Kastner will start this drive at the 20-yard line in the shotgun, and we'll have a penalty flag before things can even get underway, and it's a delay of game on the opening play. Giants were rather slow coming up from the sideline, and they're going to be called for a delay of game, and that's how this game starts for Ben Davis. So now it'll be 1st and 15 from the 15-yard line as the Giants work a 4-wide spread, play action pass. They get it to Evans, and Evans will take it up to about just beyond the 20-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of a little more than 5 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and just under 10 yards as the Giants will work in a no huddle. They'll send 3 wide receivers here to the near sides. It's Evans, Smith, and Gillis. As Kastner takes a snap, drops back, looks over to the right side. He is trying to find Chris Evans. Good defense by Gabe Laxton's on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd and less than 10. Defensively for the Orioles, the 3-3 stacked across the defensive line. Rashawn Brent, Joe Belden, and A.J. Alcock. Your linebackers are Matt Thompson, Thomas Williams, and Zach Williams. The corners are Drew Shayatovich and Gabe Laxton's, and Nick Handlin also in as the defensive back, and Brody Good and Brian Fitzgerald are your safeties. 3rd down, less than 10 yards to go. Opening play of the football game, Giants with the ball. Kastner drops back to pass, fires right over the middle, in and out of the hands. He was looking for True Smith. It was in Smith's hands, but he couldn't bring it in. And for the Oriole defense, a very, very good 3 and out as Rashawn Brent was in the face of Kyle Kastner, and that's going to put Kastner back to punt. It'll be Andrew Griffin dropping back for Avon, and they will keep an eye on Kastner, but in this position, they will definitely be punting the ball away. Kastner will stand back at his own 5-yard line. Andrew drops back to about his 43. Kastner gets the snap, end-over-end kick coming up and making the catch at the 48, dropping the ball. Griffin picks it up, and he finally has to fall on it as ball was taken upfield, and then finally Griffin was able to handle them off punt, but it's going to cost the Orioles a little bit of field position. They'll still have excellent field position to begin their first drive. They'll start it at around their own 48-yard line. Brandon Peters, the 6'5", 195-pound junior quarterback, leads the Orioles onto the field. Matt Moore and Andrew Griffin will line up as wide receivers to the far side of the field as Peters is flanked by Batustik and Tennant. Zach Batustik, Derek Tennant. As Peters drops back, fires it, that's Dorian Love, and Love is going to get a first down. It was Love lined up over to Peters' right, and he sneaks out, and he gets the first down on the first play of the drive. So Dorian Love was in for Derek Tennant, and he takes the pass, takes it into Giants territory down to their 41-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for Avon. Clock showing 10:47 in the first quarter. And this is the Orioles' first drive. This time Tennant now to the right of Peters, working out of the gun. 3 wide outs to the near side. The give is to Derek. Derek looks for some room, doesn't find it. He's going to be brought down by the defensive end, Dallas Pitts. It's going to be a loss of about a half yard on the play. Offensive line for the Orioles, Nick Shoemaker, Zach Ryan, Brady Nyland, Ross Carter, and Ryan Dickinson. The tight end is Matt Moore. The wide receivers, Andrew Griffin, Cole Riley. Zach Batustik is the fullback. Derek Tennant is the tailback. Brandon Peters is the quarterback on this 2nd down and 11 from the Ben Davis 42-yard line. Again, 3 wideouts will line up to the near side of the field, 1 to the far side. Tennant to the right of Peters. Ben Davis shuffling on the defensive line. Peters takes it, gives it to Tennant. Tennant looks for some room, tries to shed 1 tackle, and he'll get a few yards, and he'll do it all on his own before he is finally brought down by Asmar Bilal, the 6'3", 195-pound junior linebacker for the Giants. For the Giants, they'll run a 4-4. The defensive line, Antonio McEwen, Deontay Gaddy, Norman Oglesby, and Dallas Pitts. The linebackers, Christian Hunter, John Ward, Asmar Bilal, who just made the tackle, and Japri Minor. The corners are Chaz Stringer, and Jalen Harden, and the single safety is Cortez Tennant. Avon with a 3rd down and 8 at the Giant 39-yard line. Peters takes the snap. He'll roll to his right. Has good protection. Fires downfield. He was looking for Braden Luce over there on the far side. Threw it up and away. And it will be 4th down as the Orioles get a 1st down, but the drive will stall in Giants territory. Alex Steffen will be taking over the punting duties. Again, it was Sam Perino that had all the kicking duties in the first half of that game against Lawrence Central, but Steffen took over the punting and place kicking duties in the second half. As Steffen gets a high kick, angling it for the coffin corner, and a beautiful kick. And they will spot this ball at the 7-yard line. So Alex Steffen with a nice kick puts it at the 7-yard line, and that's where the Giants will take over as both teams unable to put points on the board in their opening drives with 9:07 left to go in this first quarter. We have a scoreless game as once again we will watch Kyle Kastner bring the offense out onto the field as Rashawn Bond was back to receive the kick, and a very, very nice punt by Alex Steffen. So the Giants now pinned back deep in their own territory will start this drive at their own 7-yard line as Evans goes into motion. They'll give the ball to Tate. Tate looks for some room around the left side. I believe he got tripped up in the backfield by Matt Thompson. And Tate will, I'll say he will not gain any yardage on that play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. This time Tate will line up to the right of Kastner. 4 wideouts in the package for the Giants. As Kastner takes the snap, fires downfield, looking deep, but well defended. He was looking down for Brennan Gillis, but Drew Shayatovich was in coverage, and the ball overthrown, and that'll be a big, big matchup. Gillis at 6'6". If you can just get it in his zip code, he will generally be able to bring something down with his height advantage. But that time, Kastner a little high with that one, and this will bring up 3rd and 10. 3 wides to the right side as Kastner takes the snap. He's looking, he fires, and the pass is in and out of the hands. Great defense by Gabe Laxton as the pass was intended for Story Emerson, and for the 2nd consecutive possession, the Ben Davis Giants will go 3 and out, and the Orioles should have excellent field position after this punt. Kastner will have to punt this ball away from his own end zone as Andrew Griffin is going to be joined by Thomas Williams. And they'll set up at about the Giant 44-yard line. Kastner gets the snap. It's a low line drive kick as it will be out of bounds, and the Orioles will have excellent field position on a poor punt by Kyle Kastner as they're going to spot it inside the 35 at the 34-yard line of Ben Davis with 8:24 left to go in this opening quarter in a scoreless game. So the Giants, 2 drives end in 3 and outs. The Orioles got a 1st down on their first drive, but that's where things stalled out. Now they're at the Giant 34-yard line to begin this drive. Peters will drop back to pass. He'll roll to the far side, looks downfield, fires, looking for Andrew Griffin, in and out of his hands at about the 20-yard line. Japri Minor, a 6'1", 185-pound senior linebacker, was in coverage, and I think the Orioles will take that matchup with Andrew Griffin. Actually, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for Avon. Cole Rightly, to the far side of the field. Matt Moore and Braden Luce will come to the near side. This time Zach Batustik is in as a fullback as they work out of the I backfield. As Peters will go under center. The give is to Tennant. He'll go up the middle, and he'll pick up a couple of yards before the Giants. And maybe not even that. Giants got some good penetration and held him to only a gain of a yard. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 9 for Avon. With the clock running under 8 minutes left to go in an opening quarter, no score here at Hendricks Regional Health Stadium. Avon pretty much the entire first half of the game against Lawrence Central worked out of the gun. They started going back to the I in that second half. Now, with a 3rd and long, they'll go back to the gun. 3 wide outs to the left and a single wide out to the right. Tennant to the right of Peters. Peters takes the snap. Looks downfield, steps into the pocket, fires over the middle, pass is complete. And at the 20-yard line is Matt Moore. Ball is loose, and no whistle, though the side official here at the 20-yard line had originally stopped the play. And now we're going to have a big old discussion about this one. Side judge here on the near side had stopped and was calling for time. And he's pointing back at the 20-yard line, evidently saying that I believe Matt Moore was the receiver and was calling him down. However, the official closest to the play did not stop it. And now the officials involved are talking with the referee at about the 32-yard line. So this will be an interesting call. Several Orioles saying they stopped after they heard the whistle. And it'll be 1st down Avon. So they will give the Orioles the 1st down and the reception, and they will spot the ball at the 19-yard line of the Giants. Good protection for Brandon Peters on that play. Stepped up into the pocket, delivered a nice ball, and the official here to the near sideline spotted Moore down at that point at the 19-yard line, blew the whistle, and the Orioles will continue this drive on that play. 1st and 10, Avon at the Ben Davis 19-yard line. 7:16 remain in this first quarter as they wind the clock. Derek Tennant to the right of Brandon Peters, trips right, and it's Cole Rightly to the left. Here's Tennant looking for some room, doesn't find a whole lot before Norman Oglesby and the rest of that Ben Davis defense stops him at the 20 for a loss of a yard. 2nd down and 11. So the Orioles catch a break. Good field position. Now they really got to feel they need to get some points out of this drive. 3 wide outs to the near side, 1 to the far side. Tennant to the right of Peters working out of the gun. 2nd and 11 for Avon. Peters with the snap. Drops back, fires over the middle. Andrew Griffin at the 5, down to the 4. Jalen Harden, the defender, was able to bring him down, but not before. Nice pickup from Peters to Griffin inside the Ben Davis 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Avon at the 4. Again, good job by that Avon offensive line, giving Peters time to throw the football. He stepped up into the pocket and delivered to Griffin over the middle for the 1st and goal. Here's a give to Tennant. Tennant up the middle into the end zone for the touchdown. Avon strikes first as Derek Tennant runs it in from 4 yards out, and they lead the 2nd-ranked Ben Davis Giants 6-0. Alex Steffen on for the point after. Good snap, good hold. The kick is blocked, though, at the line, and the point after is no good. But the Orioles strike first, and with 6:08 left to go in the quarter, they lead the 2nd-ranked Ben Davis Giants 6-0. We'll be back with a kickoff in a moment. This is Oriole football on ASO.
Stop in any Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's and try one of their two $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger. McDonald's is a proud supporter of Avon and Brownsburg athletics and is proud to host the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, taped Wednesday nights on location and aired Friday nights before football on 1610 AM XRB and XRBradio.com. McDonald's has two locations in Brownsburg and Avon. In Brownsburg, they are located at the corner of Main and Odell next to Marsh and just off Green Street next to I-74. In Avon, you can find them at the corner of 267 and 36 next to Kroger or on Rockville Road next to Meyer. Stop in either Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's for their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger today.
Avon goes 34 yards, 7 plays, takes 2 minutes and 16 seconds, and Derek Tennant runs it in from 4 yards out. The point after is blocked, but the Orioles have a 6-0 lead as Alex Steffen is set to kick this one away. His opening kickoff went in the end zone. Here's another nice kick that'll drive Ben Davis back to the 1, to the 5, 10, 15. This is Chris Evans, and he will be finally ridden out of bounds at around the 21-yard line. Zach Batustik drove him out of bounds, and the Giants, who have watched their first 2 drives end in 3 and outs, will now find themselves in a spot they haven't found themselves yet in this year. They are trailing, albeit by 6-0. So Kastner brings the offense back onto the field as they'll start this one at the 21-yard line, down 6-0 with 6:02 left to go in this first quarter. 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Kastner will go give up the middle to Tate. Tate will take it right up the gut and get some nice yardage as he's brought down by A.J. Elcock. But it's a pickup of about 3 yards on the play up to the 24-yard line. Call it 2nd down and 7 for the Giants. Tate going over to the sideline. They're going to bring Chris Evans over as a tailback. The give is to Evans. He looks for some room, doesn't find a whole lot before Thomas Williams comes in to make the tackle. The 5'10", 220-pound senior middle linebacker did not play last week against the Bears. Makes his presence known here. It's a gain of 1. It'll bring up 3rd and 6. So the Oriole defense playing inspired football so far early in this first quarter, and they put the Giants into another 3rd down and long. It's 3rd and 6. Kastner takes the snap, drops back, looks downfield, pass is complete, and that's Brendan Gillis. And as we said, Brendan Gillis, if it can get into his zip code at 6'6", he can bring it down, and that was really no contest with the 6'6" Gillis against the 5'11" Drew Shayatovich. The Giants get their first down of this contest as they take the ball up to the 37-yard line. Kastner on a keeper, and he's going to be brought down. Some nice plays in there. Rashawn Brent is in there. A.J. Elcock as well, as the defensive ends make the play. It's a loss of 3 on the play back to the 34-yard line. 2nd down and 13 for Ben Davis. And now Kastner able to draw the Orioles offside as Joe Belden smacks his hands together, and it'll be a free 5 yards for the Giants. 4:28 left to go, opening quarter. Avon with a 6-0 lead. We're at Hendricks Regional Health Stadium, campus of Avon High School. The 10th-ranked Orioles lead the 2nd-ranked Giants 6-0. After the penalty, it'll be 2nd down and 8 at the Giants' 39-yard line. Kastner drops, fires to Gillis, pass is complete. Tackle made by Brian Fitzgerald. Drew Shayatovich looked like he slipped in the coverage, and Gillis didn't need a whole lot to bring that one down, and it's another 1st down. So Giants now, their 2nd 1st down takes it up to the Giant 48-yard line. Trips wide to the right as Kastner takes the pass. He fires, looking downfield. Pass is complete. And simply jumping up and bringing it down was Rashawn Bond, the 5'8", 155-pound wide receiver. Kastner with a nice pass. Bond went up just stopped, went up for it, and brought it down. And just like that, the Giants deep in Avon territory at the 24-yard line, 1st and 10. Kastner quickly brings them up. Here's the give right up the middle. And running is Dorian Tate, still running, and he's going to run all the way into the end zone. A 24-yard touchdown run, dragging Orioles behind him. And just like that, the Giants strike quickly, and they have tied this game at 6 pending the point after. Well, the Oriole defense was strong for the first couple of possessions, but Kyle Kastner surgically strikes down the field, and Dorian Tate does the rest as he runs it in from 24 yards out. Point after by Chris Flores is no good, and back-to-back touchdowns and back-to-back failed point afters means we're tied at 6 with 3:51 left. Back with a kickoff in a moment. This is Oriole football on ASO.
Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com.
Senior quarterback Kyle Kastner leads the Giants down the field. Dorian Tate does the rest from 24 yards out. 6-play, 79-yard drive, 2 minutes, 49 seconds. The point after, it's missed. So we are all squared up at 6. As Chris Flores is set to kick this one deep. Derek Tennant back deep for the Orioles. Flores puts a kick, high kick. That will be taken at the 5, up to the 15, to the 20. And that's actually Brian Fitzgerald. The ball is loose. And no signal. Giants not acting like they... Yes, they did come away with it. So Brian Fitzgerald coughs it up. And the Giants, on a crucial turnover, will have the ball this time deep in Oriole territory at the 29-yard line. And this is pretty much what Avon saw last week when they scored a touchdown, recovered the fumble on the ensuing kickoff, and ran it right back into the end zone. And that had the Oriole offense running downhill for the rest of the game against the Bears. Now it's the Giants with the football after scoring. Kastner drops back, looks to his left, finds Evans. He's not going to find any room whatsoever as Matt Thompson, the 6-foot, 205-pound junior outside linebacker, and Thomas Williams, the other middle linebacker, they saw that one all the way, and they drop Evans for a 5-yard loss back to the 34-yard line. Clock moves, 3:20 in this opening quarter. We're tied at 6. Giants, after recovering a fumbled kickoff, have the football. Kastner back to pass. Looks, fires, looking to the right side, and it's almost intercepted. Pass was intended for True Smith, and Andrew Griffin, who was, we talked about last week that it was probably only a matter of time before we started seeing Andrew on both sides of the ball. This time he was in coverage of True Smith and almost came away with the interception. It'll be 3rd down and 15 for Kastner and the Giants. 4 wideouts, 2 to each side. Kastner rolls to his right, pressure, fires downfield. Pass is complete. This time True Smith has the football. Nick Handlin in coverage, but it'll be enough for a Ben Davis 1st down to the Oriole. They'll spot the ball at about the 17-yard line. 1st and 10, Ben Davis. Here's a handoff up the middle, Dorian Tate, and he will run the ball in from 17 yards out, and just like that, Ben Davis is out in front for the first time in this football game. They lead 12-6. Another strong run by the 5'10", 194-pound senior running back Dorian Tate. And Flores will be on to attempt the point after. He missed the previous point after. Good snap, good hold. The left-footed kicker boots it up and missed it. So touchdowns being scored, point afters, well, that's another story. But with 2:48 left to go in the opening quarter, the Orioles now find themselves trailing 12-6. Back with a kickoff. This is Oriole football on ASO.
McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900.
Dorian Tate runs it in from 17 yards out, and the fumbled kickoff hurts the Orioles, though the point after, no good, so it's still a 6-point game. 12-6, Ben Davis with the lead as Flores sets to kick it off. He'll kick it, and Tennant is going to run up and take it at about the 8, to the 10, to the 15, looks for some running room, finds some, to the 25, to the 30, and he's finally going to be run down. Rashawn Bond, I believe, had the tackle as Tennant with a good return beyond the 30 to the 31-yard line, and that's where Avon will set up shop, trailing 12-6, with 2:41 left to go in quarter number 1. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for tuning in tonight. My partner in crime, Dave Shelbourne, not available tonight. He is in a wedding for his nephew. We wish them all the best. He should be back next week when the Orioles take on Hamilton Southeastern. Peters brings the offense out with 3 wides to the near side. Tennant to his right. Brandon back to pass, fires over. It has Derek Tennant. Tennant leaks out of the backfield and takes it upfield. It's a gain of about 15 yards to the 46-yard line, and a nice play on 1st and 10. Have the Orioles moving. Lined up everybody to the near side practically and let Derek leak out of the backfield. And he picks up 15 yards to the Oriole 46-yard line, 1st and 10 Avon. Braden Luce will be the wide receiver to the far side. Matt Moore and Cole Rightly to the near side. Giants show blitz. Here comes Tennant. Looks for some room around the left side. He'll pick up some nice yardage before he is tackled. Tackle made by Asmar Bilal. But Derek's going to pick up about long 3 yards to the 49-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Avon. Rightly to the far side. Luce, Griffin, and Moore come to the near side. Tennant to the right of Peters working out of the gun. 4 down front for the Giants. Peters drops back, fires to the right side, trying to set it up to Darian Love. A little screen to the near side. Love couldn't handle it, as it was Love to the right of Peters that time, not Tennant. Now Tennant will be come back in from the sideline. Again, the Orioles wearing these camo jerseys from where we are. Sometimes 5 and 3 look rather similar. But it's Tennant now to the right, as once again it'll be Moore, Luce, and Griffin to the near side, Rightly to the far side for the Orioles. 3rd down and 6. Peters looks, fires downfield, wide open, Andrew Griffin. Griffin into Giants territory, inside the 40, down to about the 39-yard line. Penalty flag on the play, and it's holding against Avon. A killer, as it was a nice pass, a gain of about 10 to Griffin on the near side, but a holding penalty is going to force the Orioles back into a 3rd and very long. And when they march this one off, it's going to go all the way back to the Avon 30, just shy of the 35-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 22. 3 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side on this 3rd and very long for Avon. Peters, he's had time to throw the ball. He steps up, he fires, he's lofting it downfield, looking, incomplete. He was looking for Gabe Laxton, who was in as a wide receiver that time. Chaz Stringer for the Giants, the 5'8", 170-pound senior cornerback, was in coverage, and that time Coach Bless brings in his defensive back, the 6'4", 190-pound senior Gabe Laxton, as a wide receiver, and allows Brandon Peters to throw it up, but good coverage, and the pass falls incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down for Avon, as Chris Evans will drop back, and I believe Jalen Harden as well. Alex Steffen will punt this ball away from about his own 20-yard line. Good snap, high kick. The ball will be taken at the 40 and briefly fumbled, but picked right back up. Chris Evans with the return. He'll take it up to about the Ben Davis 47-yard line on a risky return. Bobbled it for a moment, but was able to bring it back in, and he will bring it up to the 47-yard line, and the Giants will have it 1st and 10 at their own 47. They lead the Orioles 12-6 with a minute 18 left to go in this opening quarter of play. Giants have been on a bit of a roll after 2 3-and-outs to begin this game. They've scored touchdowns on their last 2 drives. 4 wideouts, 2 to the left, 2 to the right, as Kastner will now look over to the sideline. Dorian Tate, the wide receiver, to the near side. He gives it to Tate, and Tate is not going to get very far before he is going to be brought down. Joe Belden, the nose guard, made some penetration and was able to stop Tate for only a gain of maybe a yard. That'll bring up 2nd down and 9 as we're under a minute left to play in this opening quarter. Kastner once again hands the ball off. Here's Tate, finds some room around the right side, bounces off an Oriole who did not wrap, and that's going to cost, as Tate is going to take it into Avon territory down to the 41-yard line. They'll spot the ball at the Oriole 41-yard line. Clock moves, 43 seconds left to go first quarter. Ben Davis with a 12-6 lead. 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Kastner working out of the gun. Gives the ball to Tate, looks for some room, and he'll pick up a yard or 2 before he is brought down. Tackle made by Brody Good, the free safety. Gain of a couple, make it 2nd and 8, as that will likely be the final play of this first quarter, as the clock runs down to 12 seconds, and indeed Kastner will stay over close to the sideline as we will switch ends. After a quarter of play here at Avon, it's Ben Davis 12, Avon 6. Back with the second quarter right after this. This is Oriole football on ASR.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Redd. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com.
Second quarter about to get underway as the Giants have it 2nd down and 8 from the Oriole 39-yard line as we switch ends. As play action, Kastner will keep it, finds room on the right side, and he's got some nice yardage. He will likely be shy of the first down before he is brought down. Drew Shayatovich in there on the tackle. Also Brody Goody in there as well. But Kastner's going to be a yard short. It'll be up 3rd and 1 for the Giants. They lead 12-6 as we begin quarter number 2. Kastner has Tate to his left, 3 wideouts to the near side. As Brennan Gillis is the wide to the near side. The give is to Tate. He finds a little bit of room, and he needed about a yard, picked up 2 down to the Oriole 30-yard line. And the Giants will have a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 at the Avon 30-yard line. Once again, that is Gillis to the near side. He's joined by Rashawn Bond. 3 down linemen for the Orioles as Kastner looks over to the sideline. He has Tate to his left. 11 seconds on the play clock. Looks over the defense. Kastner takes a snap. Looks downfield, fires. Looking, Bond wide open. All Kastner had to do was lay that one up because Rashawn Bond on a little bit of a stop and go. He had beat Matt Thompson, the linebacker, handily. And Bond ends up coasting in to the end zone from 30 yards out as Kyle Kastner hits him in stride. And the Giants, with their 3rd touchdown of the half, will set up for the point after on the 30-yard touchdown pass from Kyle Kastner to Rashawn Bond. Flores on for the point after, left foot puts it through, and for the first time, he does put it through the uprights, and it'll be 19-6 Ben Davis when we come back for the kickoff. With 10:58 left to go in the first half, you're watching Oriole football on ASO.
Stop in any Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's and try one of their two $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger. McDonald's is a proud supporter of Avon and Brownsburg athletics and is proud to host the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, taped Wednesday nights on location and aired Friday nights before football on 1610 AM XRB and XRBradio.com. McDonald's has 2 locations in Brownsburg and Avon. In Brownsburg, they are located at the corner of Main and Odell next to Marsh and just off Green Street next to I-74. In Avon, you can find them at the corner of 267 and 36 next to Kroger or on Rockville Road next to Meyer. Stop in either Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's for their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger today.
Chris Flores puts a left foot into it. He kicks it. Derek Tennant is going to take this one into the end zone for a touchback, and the Orioles are going to have to see if they can get something going offensively after holding Ben Davis to 2 3-and-outs. The Giants have scored 3 touchdowns. They finally get a point after to go through the uprights, and they second-ranked Giants currently lead the 10th-ranked Orioles by the score of 19-6. Brian Scott with you tonight from Hendricks Regional Health Stadium at Avon High School as Avon takes it 1st and 10 from their own 20 with 10:58 left to go first half. This time they will work out of the eye. This is something we saw when they were behind at Lawrence Central. Just go back to their bread and butter I formation with Zach Batustik, the fullback. Play action pass. Peters looking downfield, was looking for Andrew Griffin. Griffin didn't quite get off the line of scrimmage as fast as I think Brandon thought he might. And he overthrows that ball by a good 10-15 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10. As Coach Shelbourne said last week, something Avon needs to do. They need to run the ball. They're very effective with their play-action passing, but they have to run the ball effectively to do that. And now they'll go back under center with backs in the eye. Here's Tennant. Tennant looks to bounce it out to the left. Eludes one tackle. Still looking, tries to cut back, and Derek's going to pick up 2-3 yards. That was all him. And he might get 2 yards out of it to bring up 3rd down and 8. Good pursuit by Ben Davis to limit Derek to a gain of a couple to the 22-yard line, but it's 3rd down and 8 for Avon. They will send Griffin loose and Matt Moore to the near side. Cole Rightly is the wide receiver to the far side of the formation. Tennant to the left of Peters, who will work out of the gun. Brandon takes the snap, looks, fires near side, in and out of the hands of Andrew Griffin at the 38-yard line. Brandon threw it in there, had a very small window and got it there, but Griffin unable to bring that one in, and the Orioles, when they could afford it the least, end up with a 3-and-out and will punt the ball back into the hands of the Ben Davis Giants. Rashawn Bond and Chris Evans will stand back at around their own 45-yard line as Alex Steffen gets ready to punt this ball away for the Orioles. Alex will stand back at his own 7. Some confusion now as the Orioles were missing a player. Play clock down to 8. 4-3 on the play clock, but they get it away. Steffen drops it, and he gets a great punt for having to rush it. It'll take an Oriole bounce, and it'll take a nice bounce inside the 35 and be down at near the 34. So credit Alex Steffen for not panicking when he dropped the football. He still got a nice punt off, and they'll send the Giants back to around their own 34-yard line. But for Avon, the tail is on the scoreboard right now as the Giants lead 19-6 with 9:53 still remaining in this first half of play. So Kastner and the Giants, they're back out onto the field. They'll have Tate to his right, 3 wideouts to the far side of the formation. We'll look over the 3-man front for Avon. Kastner takes the snap, good protection, fires downfield, looking for Gillis. That was not Gillis, that was Story Emerson. Drew Sharadovich in coverage, and that one's overthrown by Kastner to bring up 2nd and 10. Again, a hot, muggy night here at Avon. But it's the Giants that have heated up here late into the first quarter, or midway through the first quarter and now into the second, as they lead the Orioles 19-6. Kastner drops, fires to the right, in and out of hands, looking for Emerson once again. Also had Chris Evans over on that side. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Ball remains at the Giants' 34-yard line. The Orioles would desperately need to get the Giants off the field here on this 3rd down and 10. They'll bring trips to the near side. 1 wide receiver to the far side of the formation. Tate to the left of Kastner, working out of the gun. Kastner takes the snap, looks, fires downfield, looking in and out of the hands of Brennan Gillis. Slipped right through his hands as Zach Williams was in coverage for the Orioles, and the Orioles get what they needed defensively. They forced the Giants into a 3-and-out. And that will leave Kastner back now to punt. Andrew Griffin will drop back for Avon to field this punt. He'll do so as he will drop back to around his 40-yard line. Kastner will set up at his own 22. And now he'll drop back a couple of more yards as the Orioles send 2 deeps. As Kastner will punt from his 19. Twin safeties back for the Orioles. As Kastner gets this one away, an end-over-end kick. And fair catch called for by Matt Williams. or Matt Thompson, excuse me. And Thompson bobbled if it fell on it right there at the 34-yard line. And 10th-ranked Orioles will have it 1st and 10, trailing the second-ranked Giants 19-6, with 9:34 remaining in quarter number 2, as Avon will have it 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. So Orioles will start this drive where the Giants started theirs, on their own 34-yard line. Braden Lucy will come to the near side, as they once again have Batustik and Tennant in an eye. Brandon under center. Play action pass, rolls to the near side, looking downfield, has Andrew Griffin all alone at the 48, and he'll be ridden out of bounds near midfield. Chaz Stringer knocked Griffin out of bounds, but not before Andrew takes it all the way into Giants territory, as they'll say he was run out of bounds at the Giant 48-yard line. Andrew just dragging from the other side of the field, as Peters made the defense commit to him. That let Andrew all alone, and the Orioles hook up for the first down. Moore and Luce to the far side of the field. That's Cole Rightly to the near side. Batustik and Tennant in an eye. Here's the give to Derek. Derek goes left, now cuts back right, and he's going to be driven for a loss of about 3, as a host of Ben Davis Giants ran him out of bounds. Antonio McEwen, Japri Minor in there as well. It's a loss of 3, or I'll say a loss of 2, as they'll spot the ball at midfield. It'll bring up 2nd down and 12. Clock moving under 9 minutes, left to go in this first half. Gabe Laxton's back in as a wideout. He'll go to the far side. Cole Rightly to the near side, as they put Moore and Griffin also out to the left. Peters with the snap. He looks to his left. Now gets flushed out of the pocket. Moves left, throws downfield, and he throws this one away. He's looking for Matt Moore over on the far side, as losing a helmet was Ryan Dickinson, and he's going to have to set for a play. So Dickinson will have to set up a play as Zach Ryan comes in to replace Ryan Dickinson after losing his helmet, and it'll be 3rd down and 12 for the Orioles. 8:35 left to go in the second quarter. Moore, Griffin, and Laxton will go to the far side. Luce to the near side. Tennant to the right of Peters, working out of the gun on this 3rd and 12 from midfield. Ball on the right hash as Peters drops back, gets flushed to his near side. Now he'll take off to the 45, and he is drilled by Asmar Bilal, and Peters is still down. A hard hit by Asmar Bilal, and a clean hit as he just drove his shoulder right in the middle. But he stopped Peters cold at the 45-yard line, and Peters is still down. We are going to take a timeout as they attend to Brandon Peters on the field. 8:24 left to go in this first half. The second-ranked Giants lead the 10th-ranked Orioles 19-6. This is Oriole football on ASO.
Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com.
Great sign as Brandon Peters is up to the sideline under his own power. He sat up, took a drink of water. He took a hard hit from Asmar Bilal. And it'll be 4th down for Avon with the ball spotted at the Giant 44-yard line. Rashawn Bond is going to drop back to receive the punt from Alex Steffen. Bond stands at his 10, Steffen at his own 41. 14, the clock moves here in the second half as Stefan high snap, gets it down, nice kick. Bond will call for the fair catch and take it at the 15-yard line, and the Giants will have it 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. They lead by 13, 19-6 with 8:04 left to go in this first half of play. Brian Scott with you tonight from Hendricks Regional Health Stadium, the campus of Avon High School. Former head coach Dave Shelbourne not with me tonight. He should be back next week when the Orioles take on the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Kastner brings the offense back onto the field for Ben Davis, again up by 13. Play action pass, swings it over to the right side, has Chris Evans for a pickup of about 5, maybe 6 to the 21-yard line. Correction, that was True Smith, not Evans. It is still a pickup of 6. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Kastner, another play action, another one to Smith. Smith looks for some room, finds the right side, getting down the sideline, and he's going to step out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Same play that they just ran previously. This time they got Smith as we have an official's timeout. As I believe we're going to have a water break. No, we have an Oriole down here at about the 27-yard line. Did not see him. There is an Oriole down here on the near side of the field. So we're going to take a quick timeout with 7:37 left to go in the first half. Avon trails 19-6. This is Oriole football on ASO.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Redd. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
Number 43,
Brody Good, who left with it, who was making a return to the lineup after a knee injury. He is limping off toward the sideline. He did so under his own power, but he limps slowly over to the near side. Avon will bring in, I believe, Scott Campbell to replace Brody. But it'll be 1st and 10 for the Giants at their own 38-yard line. They lead 19-6 with 7:37 left to go in this first half of play. This drive started at their own 15 as they send trips wide to the left. Here's a give to Tate. Tate looks for some room, takes it right up the middle of the field eventually, and he will take it up beyond the 45 to close to the 46-yard line with a pickup of 8, but a penalty flag on the play back at the 41-yard line. And it's a hold against the Giants. So the first hold, pretty much penalty-free game so far. Giants hit with a holding penalty here. The Orioles had a holding penalty in the first quarter. And this one will march the Giants back, as when they are all said and done, the football will be spotted at the Giant 31-yard line. So we'll bring it 1st down and 17 for Kastner and the Giants. Trips wide to the left as Kastner, little quick hitch, passes incomplete. Looking over for Story Emerson on the far side. Emerson couldn't bring it in. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 17. This time trips wide to the left. Tate gets the handoff from Kastner, and he will bring it upfield before Zach Williams brings him down after a pickup of about 5. They'll spot the ball at the 36-yard line of Ben Davis, and they will have now 3rd and long. So again, the Oriole defense looking for a big stop right here. They'll send Tate in motion. Here's a pass downfield. Man wide open. Brennan Gillis, and he will take it all the way. It is a 64-yard touchdown pass. Kastner to Brennan Gillis, excuse me. And the Giants tack on 6 more, pending the point after. They currently lead 25-6. Just a straight run right down the seam past the defender, and Kastner hit Gillis in stride, and Gillis did the rest. Chris Flores on for the point after. He's missed 2, but he has made his last 2. As a left-footed place kicker. Low snap, good hold. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 6:34 remains in this first half, and the Ben Davis Giants have increased their lead to 20. They lead 26-6. Back with a kickoff in a moment. This is Oriole football on ASO.
Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com.
Giants go 85 yards in 7 plays. A 64-yard touchdown pass from Kyle Kastner to Brennan Gillis. And the Giants are up 26-6 on Avon as this kick is going to go into the end zone. And Derek Tennant will just watch it as Avon, who scored the first points of the game, but have watched Ben Davis put up 26 unanswered. And the 10th-ranked Orioles trail the 2nd-ranked Giants 26-6. Still 6:34 left to go in this first half of play. And the Orioles will take over from their own 20-yard line and needing some points in a big way. Loose and Andrew Griffin to the near side. Cole Riley to the far side. Tennant to the right of Brandon Peters, who is back out. And this is Tennant, who finds some room to the left side. Picks up 3 or 4 yards. So Brandon Peters back out onto the field, and that's got to give Oriole fans a bit of a sigh of relief after he took that hard hit on a clean hit by Asmar Bilal. But Peters, tough kid, back out there once again as he takes a snap and looks downfield, fires, has in and out of the hands of Cole Riley. As Riley could not pull it in over on the far sideline, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Right now, with the Orioles playing catch-up, you cannot afford 3 and outs. Right now, this Ben Davis offense clicking on all cylinders. They will go to Peters out of the gun, fires across, has Matt Moore. Matt Moore will have the first down at the 31-yard line. Moore with some big catches, including a touchdown last week against Lawrence Central. He had a big catch earlier in this game, but it was called back on a holding penalty. But this one will count as it'll be 1st and 10 Avon at their own 31-yard line. Clock moves, under 6 minutes left to go first half. Here's a give to Tennant. Tennant up the middle, and he's going to be met and stopped right there. Making the initial tackle was Deontay Gaddy, the 6'1", 270-pound senior defensive tackle for the Giants. They'll give Tennant, credit him with a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 as Peters is tripped up. He was trying to step up into the pocket, but good defensive pressure by Ben Davis is going to cause about a 4-yard loss back to the Avon 28-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 13 for the Orioles, as Peters gets the call from the sideline, as Cole Riley will come off the field. It'll be Griffin and Moore to the near side, Braden Luce to the far side, as Tennant and Love split Peters. Peters takes a snap, and he's going to go down as coming in and making the tackle, I believe, was Norman Oglesby. And he will sack Peters all the way back to the 20-yard line, and that's going to force an Avon punt as it'll be 4th down and 21. Stephan gets ready to kick this football away. Bond and Evans will stand back near their 45-yard line. Alex will stand back at about his own 5. They'll have a toe on the 6th. Stephan, nice kick. It'll drive Evans back to his own 45. Cuts it up to the midfield, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, and he'll finally be taken out of bounds and around the 33-yard line. Nick Hanlon with the tackle, or excuse me, Drew Shayatovich with the tackle. But the Giants, once again, excellent field position deep in Oriole territory as they will finally spot this ball at the Avon 31-yard line. And that is where the Giants and Kyle Kastner will take over. They lead by 20, 26-6. Still 3 minutes and 57 seconds left on the clock. Both teams with a full complement of timeouts. So Kastner heads back to lead the offense with Dorian Tate to his right. Trips left, single wide out to the far side. Kastner, play clock winding down, gives it to Tate. Tate finds some room on the right side, and he will have a pickup of about 4 down to the Avon 27-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 6. Ball right in the middle of the field. Tate again will line up to his right as 3 wideouts go to the far side, 1 to the near side. As Brennan Gillis, lone wide receiver to the near side, he's picked up by Gabe Laxtons. The give is to Tate, finds some room. No, that's Chris Evans with the ball. Evans inside the 20 and down to about the 18-yard line where he will have enough for a Giant 1st down. Thomas Williams, the 5'10", 220-pound senior middle linebacker for the Orioles with the tackle. Here's Evans again, finds some room up the middle. This time 3 yards down to the 15-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. 3 minutes left to go, first half. 26-6 is our score with the 2nd-ranked Giants in the lead. Again, here is Evans looking for some room around the left side. This time not finding a whole lot as Matt Thompson comes in to make the tackle. Loss of about a yard on the play. Good pursuit by the 6', 205-pound junior for the Orioles, that outside linebacker. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for Ben Davis. 3 wideouts to the far side. That's Brennan Gillis to the near side. Laxton's lined up against him. This time Dorian Tate back into the lineup to the right of Kastner. Kastner drops the pass. Pressure comes. Fires over the middle. Incomplete. Looking for Story Emerson, in and out of his hands, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Giants. So see what Coach Mike Kirshner elects to do on 4th down. And he's going to bring in the field goal unit as Chris Flores is set to attempt what will be about a 33-yard field goal. Now, he's missed 2-point afters already. But the left-footed kicker has the ball on the left hash. So a 33-yard field goal attempt by Flores. High snap, good hold, high kick. It is up, and it is no good. So great field possession by Ben Davis, but a 33-yard field goal attempt is no good, and the score remains Ben Davis 26, Avon 6, with 2 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in this first half. For the Orioles, all 3 timeouts remain, and Coach Mark Bless, a 20-point disadvantage as the Orioles will take over 1st and 10. The ball spotted at their own 20-yard line, trailing 26-6. Avon with all 3 of their timeouts remaining as they work out of an I backfield. Batusta can 10 it. Play action pass, dropping back, fire downfield. There's Gabe Laxton's at the 40, to the 30, to the 20, 10, and the Avon Orioles in one play score on an 80-yard touchdown pass from Brandon Peters to Gabe Laxton's, and it's 26-12. Gabe Laxton's beat the defender, and in one play that took less than 9 seconds, Avon looking to make it a 26-13 advantage or deficit as Alex Steffen is on for the point after. Shayatovich to hold, and this one is low and hit right into the line, and the point after is no good. The 80-yard touchdown pass makes it a 26-12 game with 1:57 left to go. Back with a kickoff in a moment. This is Oriole football on ASO.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Redd. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
One play goes 80 yards in 9 seconds as Brandon Peters hits Gabe Laxton's. The point after, no good. Second time tonight, Alex Steffen has been unable to kick a point after. He kicked this ground ball right into the backside of the long snapper. And it's 26-12 in favor of the Giants as Steffen is ready to kick this ball away. A very, very long first half with 1:57 still remaining. As Steffen is set to kick. Alex puts a foot into it. Be taken over at the far sideline by Bond at the 4 to the 10, 15, 20. Cuts to the near side. Penalty flag is go down. That's Jalen Harden with the return. And the penalty flag flies back at about the 34-yard line. So Jalen Harden takes it up to the 23, but let's check the penalty flag. Again, this has been a relatively penalty-free game through the first half. Each team with a holding penalty. And now a penalty here on the kick return as the officials discuss it. And a personal foul called against Ben Davis. So big penalty will go against the Giants as they will march it back 15 due to the personal foul penalty. And that's going to pin Kastner and the Giants back to their, when they spot the ball, it'll be just outside, I believe, the 11-yard line. Ball is just past the 11, and that is where Kastner and the Giants take over 1st and 10. They lead 26-12 with 1:51 left to go in this first half. Giants with all 3 timeouts. Trips wide to the left as Kastner works, gives the ball to Tate, and Tate goes nowhere. Good pressure by at the point of attack by the Avon defense. Limits it to a gain of maybe a half yard, 2nd and a long 9. Clock continues to move with 1:33 left to go in the first half. Trips wide to the left, single wide out to the right. Kastner, pump fakes, loose, fires to the right side, in and out of the hands of Story Emerson over on the far sideline. Looks like he was covered over on that far sideline by Bryant Fitzgerald, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 9. Still 1:21 left, so the Orioles would love to get the Giants off the field right here with another chance to get some points before halftime. Trips wide to the left. Kasner back to pass. Looks downfield, patient, has Gillis all alone at the 23, and he'll finally be drugged down at around the 28-yard line. Zach Williams with the tackle, and that's a matchup that Ben Davis has done a good job so far of taking advantage of. A mismatch there with Gillis on the linebacker Williams, and it's 1st and 10. Here's a quick over to True Smith, the wide receiver. A pickup of about 6-7 yards on the play to the 26. Under a minute left to play, clock running. Giants showing no signs of stopping it, though they do have 3 timeouts remaining. Trips wide to the right this time. Play action. Kasner looks, pumps, goes downfield. Looking. He has Chris Evans down to the inside the 20-yard line. And they'll mark Evans down at the 17.
17-yard line. 17-yard line.
Correction, it was down to the 17. I said 12, giving them a little bit too many yards there. It's down to the 17, and now we will have a timeout with 4 minutes, 40 seconds, 40 and a half seconds, I should say, on the clock. Giants once again now in the red zone of the Orioles, and we'll take a quick timeout. You're watching Oriole football on ASO.
McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900.
Big play, Kyle Kasner to Chris Evans. Takes it to the Orioles' 17-yard line with 40.5 seconds remaining in the first half. And Avon trails 26-12. Back to pass. Kasner on the delay, gives it to Tate, and Tate's going to get maybe a yard at best before he's brought down, and tackle made by Gunnar Larson, and he lost his helmet, so he's going to have to come over to the sideline as the Giants will take their second timeout with 34.9 seconds remaining. So the Orioles, who just a few seconds ago were looking to get the Giants off the field, now are looking to prevent the Giants from getting any points before they head into the locker room at the half. Avon won the toss. They elected to defer, so they will get the ball to begin the second half. But right now they're focused on keeping the Giants off of the scoreboard. Giants on their last drive had great field position, but Chris Flores missed the field goal from 33 yards out, and that kept the Giants at 26. Avon scored one play later on the 80-yard touchdown pass from Brandon Peters to Gabe Laxton, but the point after is no good. So our score is 26-12. 4 wideouts, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Tate to the right of Kyle Kasner. Kasner takes the snap and he'll roll to his right. Pressure comes, fires downfield. Pass is complete. It'll be short of the first down marker. Looks like Story Emerson with the catch. And it will be 4th down for Ben Davis. Clock stops on the catch out of bounds. Ball will be spotted at the Oriole 8. And it's actually 3rd down, and now Tate moving before. So it was my mistake. It was not 4th down. It was 3rd down. It was 3rd and 1. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 6. Tate got a little bit anxious there and made a move, and that penalty will cost the Giants 5. Back to the Oriole 13-yard line. The give is to Tate. Looks for some room around the left side. Breaks one tackle, and he will take it to about the 5 to the 4 before he is finally brought down. Brian Fitzgerald and Thomas Williams there for the tackle, but not before Tate can take it to the 4-yard line where the Giants will have it first down and goal. And Kastner will simply stop the clock with 19.3 seconds remaining. That'll preserve a Giant timeout. They have one remaining. 26-12 is our score. This drive started at the Giant 11-yard line. Kastner back, fade route, looking for Gillis. Gillis in the end zone, but he did not manage to keep his feet in bounds. Andrew Griffin in coverage for Avon. Gillis again using that size advantage. Gillis at 6'6", and for Andrew Griffin at 6 foot. Good coverage, but incomplete is the pass. 14.8 seconds remain. Kastner fires over the middle. That time it's incomplete. Looking for Chris Evans. Pass is broken up. Looks like Brian Fitzgerald, the safety for Avon, managed to get a hand in there, and that will bring up fourth down. 10.5 seconds remaining. The Giants have a timeout, and they're going to send Kastner out onto the field. So 4th and 4, as Coach Kirshner has watched his kicker miss 2 extra points and a field goal. They're going to go for it on 4th and goal from the 4, and once they saw how Avon aligned up defensively, they'll call their 3rd and final timeout with 10.5 seconds remaining in the first half. We'll be back right after this. Ben Davis leads Avon 26-12 on the home of Oriole football, ASO.
Stop in any Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's and try one of their two $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger. McDonald's is a proud supporter of Avon and Brownsburg athletics and is proud to host the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, taped Wednesday nights on location and aired Friday nights before football on 1610 AM XRB and xrbradio.com. McDonald's has 2 locations in Brownsburg and Avon. In Brownsburg, they are located at the corner of Main and Odell next to Marsh and just off Green Street next to I-74. In Avon, you can find them at the corner of 267 and 36 next to Kroger or on Rockville Road next to Meyer. Stop in either Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's for their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger today.
4th and goal from the 4-yard line. Brian Scott back at Hendricks Regional Health Stadium at Avon High School. The Giants electing to go for it on 4th and goal from the 4 rather than trying to kick the field goal. They use their final timeout. Wide receivers, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Kastner back. He gives it to Tate, and Dorian Tate out of the backfield, leaks over to the left side, and he catches the pass for an easy 4-yard touchdown pass. And the Giants now lead by 32-12. Giants game with 2 wide outs to the left, 2 to the right, and they just let Tate leak out of the backfield, and he catches the easy 4-yard touchdown pass from Kyle Kastner, and Flores on for the point after. Kick is up, and this time the kick is good. 5.1 seconds remain in this first half, and the Giants have opened up a 21-point lead, 33-12, as they get ready to kick this ball away. They'll come up at halftime. We'll see if we can find out who's doing what here tonight. The Brownsburg Bulldogs were having their home opener tonight as they take on Lawrence North. Lawrence North had a 21-game losing streak coming into tonight's contest. And we'll see what we can find out as far as action there and hopefully around the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Chris Flores set to tee this one up as Derek Tennant waits the kick. Last couple of Flores kickoffs have ended up in the end zone for touchbacks. Again, 5.1 seconds. Avon has all 3 timeouts remaining. But this will likely, unless it's a touchback, end this first half of play. Flores runs up, puts a foot into it, and this is whistle dead. And the illegal procedure called on the kick. So they'll back him up 5 and make him do it all over again. So they'll back up 5 yards. Tee it up now from the 35-yard line. And Flores will try it once again. This time he'll put a left foot into it, and this one's going to bounce and go out of bounds. So probably the best thing that could happen for Avon is this one goes out of bounds and might give Avon at least a shot to go downfield. We'll see what Coach Mark Bless elects to do, trailing by 21 and 5.1 seconds remaining on the clock. And they'll make him kick it again. See if they can get Tennant with a nice run. As they'll march this penalty from the 35 and go back to the 30. Tennant still standing back at his own 5. And Flores will try once again. He will run up, put a left foot into it. This one right down the middle. Tennant will take it at his 4 and muff it. He'll retreat back to the 2, pick it up to the 10. Looks for some room near side and will go out of bounds at the 14-yard line as the clock winds down to 0. Avon started the game with the first points and forced Ben Davis to play from behind for the first time all season, but it's pretty much been all Ben Davis since. And as they head to the locker room at halftime, the second-ranked Ben Davis Giants lead the 10th-ranked Avon Orioles 33-12. We'll be back with some halftime thoughts right after these messages. You are watching Avon Oriole football on the home of the Orioles, Audio Sports Online.
Stop in any Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's and try one of their two $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger. McDonald's is a proud supporter of Avon and Brownsburg athletics and is proud to host the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, taped Wednesday nights on location and aired Friday nights before football on 1610 AM XRB and xrbradio.com. McDonald's has 2 locations in Brownsburg and Avon. In Brownsburg, they are located at the corner of Main and Odell next to Marsh and just off Green Street next to I-74. In Avon, you can find them at the corner of 267 and 36 next to Kroger or on Rockville Road next to Meyer. Stop in either Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's for their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger today. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com. McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900. Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
Halftime at Hendricks Regional Health Stadium at the campus of Avon High School. Right now, it's the second-ranked Ben Davis Giants leading the 10th-ranked Avon Orioles by the score of 33-12. Brian Scott with you here for our halftime report. Not a lot to say so far for Avon. They got the first points of the game as they scored got the first points after forcing Ben Davis on a couple of 3-and-outs. They managed to get the first touchdown. They missed the point after, but since then it's pretty much been all Ben Davis, as after a couple of 3-and-outs they scored pretty much 4 touchdowns back-to-back that were unanswered, and really so far at the time Avon had no answer to what Ben Davis was able to throw at him, either running the ball, defending the wide receivers, especially the size that you see that Ben Davis is able to put out at wide receiver. The Orioles were able to get a touchdown late, but only to watch Ben Davis come back and march it right back down the field. They get a touchdown at the end of the half, and they lead by the score of 33-12. Let's take a look around the Hoosier Crossroads Conference after 1 week of play. And, of course, one of the big differences this year as compared to the past 10, 11 years or so is that the Hoosier Crossroads Conference now streamlined from 10 to 7. You're seeing a lot of non-conference games. Everybody played non-conference games last week. Of course, the Avon Orioles defeated Lawrence Central 38-31. The big game, one of the big games in the state last week, Carmel defeating Hamilton Southeastern 14-7. That was a game that Southeastern actually led for a good part of the way until Carmel scored a couple of touchdowns in the third quarter. Fishers defeated North Central 32-20 last week. McCutcheon, even though they're no longer in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, they played Zionsville last week. They defeated the Eagles 21-13. Noblesville, probably a little bit of a tougher fight than many thought that they would get from Lawrence North, but the Millers came away with a 36-33 win. Pike basically destroyed Brownsburg last week, 59-19. And Westfield, no problems with Harrison. Harrison hasn't won a game in almost 3 years. That didn't change last week as Westfield won 35-14. Games tonight, Hamilton Heights is at Noblesville. Lawrence North is at Brownsburg, and the last score I saw on that, it was the Bulldogs leading the Wildcats 21-7. Lebanon is at Zionsville. That's one of those matchups that now that the HCC is, you can play some non-conference games. It's a natural rivalry for Zionsville. They'll take on their fellow Boone County School Lebanon tonight. North Central is at Hamilton Southeastern. Of course, the other big matchup tonight is the Pike Red Devils taking on the Fishers Tigers. That game is at Fishers, and Southport is taking on Westfield. That's a big game for the Shamrocks. They moved up to number 1 in Class 5A after Cathedral was beaten by Ben Davis last week. Westfield, your new number 1 in Class 5A. And they'll have a tough matchup against the Cardinals tonight, but that game is at Westfield. Games next week, Brownsburg will play at Franklin. That's a big game in as much as Franklin, of course, many of you are aware of some of the dealings that happened in the offseason with 2 of their football players unfortunately passing away trying to save a classmate. It'll be a big emotional game. Brownsburg will have to travel to Franklin next week. Hamilton Southeastern, well, they'll be right here at Avon. Always a big game, and Avon, I'm sure, will be looking forward to that. Noblesville is at Fishers next week, and Zionsville is at Westfield. So pretty much everybody, with the exception of Brownsburg, and being that there are now 7 schools, there will always be somebody playing a non-conference game each week. We'll take a look quickly at the Metropolitan Conference, only because so many of the HCC schools, well, they're playing Metro schools. Last week, again, we mentioned Ben Davis. They defeated Cathedral 44-19. This week, of course, Ben Davis is here at Avon. Another team that Avon will see later on down the year, Whiteland, they are taking on Center Grove. That game is at Whiteland this week. Cathedral, they had to travel to Warren Central. We mentioned Lawrence North is at Brownsburg. Hamilton Southeastern hosting North Central, and Pike is at Fishers. The Bears of Lawrence Central, who Avon saw last week, they're playing tomorrow. They will host Cleveland St. Ignatius. Next week, we've seen Ben Davis take on Avon. We've seen Pike take on Brownsburg. So the other 2 sectional matchups, of course, we're going to see Avon and Brownsburg in a couple of weeks. But Pike and Ben Davis, they will play next week. So everybody pretty much will have played almost everybody else, with the exception of Pike and Avon playing each other. Carmel will be at Center Grove, Lawrence North at Lawrence Central, and Warren Central will be at North Central. That is how the schedule shapes up next week in the Metropolitan Conference. Another big Hendricks County matchup tomorrow that you can watch here on Audio Sports Online. We'll be back at Lucas Oil Stadium. Yours truly will have the call as the Plainfield Quakers will take on the Danville Warriors. Kickoff is scheduled for 5:20, and as you Avon fans are aware of, that has little chance of starting on time. We'll probably start that game later than that, but it is scheduled for 5:20. Quadruple header happening down at Lucas Oil Stadium, and a couple of Hendricks County schools in action, the Plainfield Quakers and the Danville Warriors. We mentioned that the Orioles will have Hamilton Southeastern here next week. Of course, in 2 weeks will be the big game, this time at Brownsburg. The Bulldogs, like we said, they're leading Lawrence North right now. It's going to be a tough season, I believe, for Brett Comer and the Bulldogs. You take a look. This week was probably one of the games that they might have been able to mark off as a win, and possibly late in the season when they play Zionsville, that might be another game that they could possibly knock off as a win. But it's going to be a tough, long season for Brownsburg, and I'm sure they're going to try to do everything they can, get back at Avon for last season. Of course, Avon snapped that Brownsburg winning streak last year and handed the Bulldogs a rather handy defeat, 41-13. After Brownsburg, Avon will travel to Whiteland, and that, as Coach Shelbourne said last week, that's a very interesting matchup. They run a lot of different offensive sets, a very exciting team to watch. That'll be on September 19th before Avon is finally back home to play the Fishers Tigers on the 26th. They'll wrap up the season at Westfield before their home finale October 10th with Zionsville, and wrapping up the season October 17th when they take on Noblesville. At the half, the second-ranked Ben Davis Giants lead the sixth-ranked Avon Orioles 33-12. We'll talk some more about what we saw in the first half. After this, you're watching Avon Oriole football on Audio Sports Online.
Stop in any Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's and try one of their two $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger. McDonald's is a proud supporter of Avon and Brownsburg athletics and is proud to host the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, taped Wednesday nights on location and aired Friday nights before football on 1610 AM XRB and XRBradio.com. McDonald's has 2 locations in Brownsburg and Avon. In Brownsburg, they are located at the corner of Main and Odell next to Marsh and just off Green Street next to I-74. In Avon, you can find them at the corner of 267 and 36 next to Kroger or on Rockville Road next to Meyer. Stop in either Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's for their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger today. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com. McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900. Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at redcobrawrestlingacademy.com.
Brian Scott back at Hendricks Regional Health Stadium at Avon High School. We are at the half where the second-ranked Ben Davis Giants lead the Avon Orioles 33-12. Avon got on the board first in this contest about midway through the first quarter on a Derek Tennant 4-yard touchdown run. The point after was blocked, but Avon had the lead. They led 6-0. That would not last long, as Ben Davis on their next possession would get a 24-yard touchdown run from Dorian Tate. That point after was no good as well, so we were all tied up at 6. But on the ensuing kickoff, Avon fumbled the kickoff. Dorian Tate ran it in from 17 yards out. The point after, once again, no good, but Ben Davis had their first lead of the game. They led by the score of 12-6. Didn't take long as Avon was forced on a 3-and-out. It's Kyle Kastner on the next possession. He hit Rashawn Bond from 30 yards on a 30-yard touchdown pass. This time the point after was good, and Ben Davis had started their climb. They led 19-6. They would score another touchdown that would be late in the first quarter when Kyle Kastner hit Brennan Gillis on a 64-yard bomb. That time the point after was good as well, and it was a 26-6 game in favor, or a 23-6 game in favor of Ben Davis. Chris Flores would add a field goal to make it 26-6, and then finally with about 2:08 left to go in the first half, Gabe Laxton's was on the receiving end of a Brandon Peters 80-yard bomb. The point after was no good, but Avon had a little bit of momentum. They trailed by the score of 26-12. On the ensuing kickoff, the Giants looked like they might be stopped. And the Orioles did a good job defensively trying to get the Giants off the field, but Kyle Kastner hit on a nice pass, and then it would end up being a 4-yard touchdown run on 4th and goal from the 4. Kyle Kastner handed it off to Dorian Tate, and from 4 yards out, he scored, and that's where we are at the half with a score of 33-12. Both teams are back out onto the field as the Orioles will have the ball to begin the second half, and we'll have the second half kickoff right after this. You're watching Oriole football on the home of the Orioles, Audio Sports Online.
Stop in any Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's and try one of their two $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger. McDonald's is a proud supporter of Avon and Brownsburg athletics and is proud to host the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, taped Wednesday nights on location and aired Friday nights before football on 1610 AM XRB and XRBradio.com. McDonald's has 2 locations in Brownsburg and Avon. In Brownsburg, they are located at the corner of Main and Odell next to Marsh and just off Green Street next to I-74. In Avon, you can find them at the corner of 267 and 36 next to Kroger or on Rockville Road next to Meyer. Stop in either Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's for their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger today. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com. McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900. Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
Back at Hendricks Regional Health Stadium at the home of Avon High School. Brian Scott with you as we get ready for second half kickoff in just a few minutes as the second-ranked Ben Davis Giants lead the 10th-ranked Avon Orioles by the score of 33-12. Avon will receive the second half kickoff, and quite simply, they need to get some points on the board in a hurry, and they need their defense to tighten down against this Ben Davis onslaught, especially from the wide receivers. It is a tough matchup right now because Ben Davis, of course, with that size, they've been able to exploit it in most of this contest. And the Oriole defense, they're simply going to have to see if they can get more pressure on Kyle Kastner. But first and foremost, got to put some points on the board. They trail currently by 21, 33-12 as we get ready to get this second half underway. It's a warm, muggy night here in Avon, but it looks like we've dodged a bullet. No rain in sight. Also no lightning, which is always a good thing. We don't want to see games delayed. As Avon on the field ready. They're just waiting for Ben Davis to break the huddle and get this ball teed up so they can get this second half underway. Mind you, join us next week as Coach Dave Shelbourne will be back with me as we'll have the Hamilton Southeastern Royals take on the Avon Orioles. Pregame will begin at 6:45. Kickoff is at 7.
Chris Flores will kick off for the Giants.
Chris Flores ready to tee this one up. Ben Davis, a little bit of an adventure there last time kicking off with a couple of penalties as Flores puts a foot into it, left foot. And this is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. And Avon will begin the second half with the ball at their own 20-yard line, trailing by 21, 33-12. So Brandon Peters, he has not missed a play, even though he had to go to the sideline after taking a very hard hit from linebacker Asmar Bilal. As Peters kept it, came around the near side. Bilal put a shoulder pad in his midsection. A clean, legal, hard hit, and Peters went to the sideline, but he was right back on the next series. Orioles will send trips wide to the right as Peters takes the snap, and the first pass is to 10 it out of the backfield to the 30 and around to the 32-yard line on a 12-yard completion on the opening play of the game, of the second half, excuse me. As Tennant leaks out of the backfield, he will pick up 12 yards, and the Orioles will have it 1st and 10 now at their own 32. Zach Patustik checks in as fullback, and he will flank Peters along with Tennant. Andrew Griffin is the wide receiver to the near side of the field. Opening drive of the second half, Orioles trail 33-12. Peters back to pass, finds Griffin on a slant. Andrew will pick up yardage to the Oriole 42-yard line before he's brought down by Chaz Stringer. And it's a pickup of about 9 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 1. Well, actually, they're going to call it first down. Now they're going to call first down. They originally marked it short, and now they're going to move the chains, so they'll give him the first down. As it is 1st and 10, Avon from their own 42-yard line. I backfield behind Peters under center. Pressure comes up the middle. It's picked up. Peters rolls to his left. Chased by Bilal. Peters will keep going, and he will run out of bounds with Bilal in pursuit. They'll mark him out of bounds at around midfield. It's going to be a pickup of about 8 yards on the play, and they'll mark Brandon out at the midfield stripe. So 2nd down and 2 as Peters, pressure came up the middle, rolled to his left, and with Asmar Bilal in pursuit, Peters managed to pick up 8 yards on the play. And again, the I backfield behind Peters working under center. That's Zach Patustik, the fullback. Derek Tennant, the tailback. Play action pass. Peters looks. Pressure comes from the backside. Fires downfield. Pass is complete at the 35 to the 30. And it is Matt Moore with the reception all the way down to the Giants' 22-yard line. Matt Moore, a big target. We talk about the size for Ben Davis, but Matt Moore, 6'3", 210 pounds, listed as a tight end, but quite often lines up in the slot or a wideout. He'll work over in the slot over on the left side. Split backs with Peters working out of the gun. Patustik and Tennant. Ben Davis shows blitz. It's picked up, and Brandon Peters looks like he was trying to hit Matt Moore once again. Led him just a little bit too far, and it falls incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Opening drive of the second half. Ben Davis leads 33-12. But Avon now in Giant territory at the Ben Davis 22-yard line. Braden Luce and Matt Moore to the left. And I believe that's Cole Rightly to the near side. Patustik and Tennant. The give is to Tennant. Finds some room up the middle, and he'll pick up about 4 or 5 yards before he is finally brought down by Asmar Bilal. 4-yard gain for Tennant, but it'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for Avon at the Giant 18-yard line. Peters with the play from the sideline as Griffin and Luce will go to the far side, and once again, split backs with Peters working out of the gun. Brandon waits from the snap from Brady Nyland. Gets the snap, drops back. Good coverage, fires, looking in the corner. He is looking, and the pass is broken up. Looking for Andrew Griffin. I believe it was broken up by Jalen Harden over on the far side. And that's going to bring up 4th down for Avon. Well, down 21, no hesitation from Coach Mark Bless. He's going to send Brandon Peters back out on this 4th down and 6.
4th down and 6.
Ball at the Giant 18-yard line. Avon trails 33-12. Opening drive of the second half. It is Griffin and Luce to the far side. Moore's a tight end right. Patustik and Tennant in the I-backs behind Brandon Peters. Now some confusion on the Ben Davis defense. Brandon back to pass, fires, looks. Pass is complete. Matt Moore brings it down out of the tight end position, and he has it at the Ben Davis inside the 5, and they'll spot it at the 4. A great catch by Matt Moore. They had Griffin and Luce on the far side, and you could tell Ben Davis was looking to double-team Griffin, but that let Moore one-on-one on the near side, and he comes down with a catch. First and goal for the Orioles. Peters gives it to Dorian Love, and Love from 4 yards out will run it in for the touchdown. So a big fourth down conversion leads to a 4-yard touchdown run by Dorian Love. And the gamble pays off as the Orioles put it in the end zone. And with 10 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter, Brandon Peters will stay out. And the Orioles will go for 2. Last point after, Alex Steffen kicked it pretty much up his long snapper's backside, and they'll go for 2 here on the I backfield. Play action pass. Peters rolls near side, wide open. Matt Moore for 2. The 2-point conversion is successful with 10-10 left to go in this third quarter. They've trimmed it to a 2-possession game, 33-20. Back with a kickoff after this. This is Oriole football on ASO.
Stop in any Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's and try one of their two $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger. McDonald's is a proud supporter of Avon and Brownsburg athletics and is proud to host the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, taped Wednesday nights on location and aired Friday nights before football on 1610 AM XRB and xrbradio.com. McDonald's has 2 locations in Brownsburg and Avon. In Brownsburg, they are located at the corner of Main and Odell next to Marsh and just off Green Street next to I-74. In Avon, you can find them at the corner of 267 and 36 next to Kroger or on Rockville Road next to Meyer. Stop in either Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's for their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger today.
Dorian Love's 4-yard touchdown run and Matt Moore's 2-point conversion reception have trimmed it to a 13-point Ben Davis lead. The offense did their job to open up the second half. Now it's the defense's turn as Alex Steffen prepares to kick this ball away to Jalen Harden and Chris Evans. Alex puts a right foot into it and will kick it deep. And this will be taken at the 1 to the 10. 15. This is Harden with the football, continues running, and he's going to take it all the way up to about the 31-yard line before finally he is struck down on a fine kickoff return. And Kyle Kastner and the Ben Davis offense will return to the field, this time leading by only 13. And it is that Oriole defense that it's now going to be charged with the task of trying to get this Giants offense off the field as soon as possible. They'll start this drive at the 33-yard line of Ben Davis as the Giants lead 33-20 as Kasner is back on the field with Dorian Tate to his left. Now they'll move Tate over to the right side. And they'll give to Tate. Tate with room up the middle, breaks a hole and breaks it big. Tate's going to go all the way. Only Gabe Laxton's has a chance, and he won't catch him. Nothing difficult about that. If you're a Ben Davis fan, line up, make a hole, and let Dorian Tate do the rest. And Tate runs it in from 77 yards out. And in one play, Ben Davis is looking to put a 40th point on the board pending this point after. 10 seconds is all it took. And Tate takes it to the house. Flores' point after is good, and with 9:49 left to go, Ben Davis is up 40-20. Back with a kickoff. This is Orioles football on ASO.
Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com.
Dorian Tate runs it in from 67 yards out, not 77 yards as I previously announced, but it's still 7 points for the Ben Davis Giants. They lead Avon 40-20 with 9:49 left to go in this third quarter. Flores is set to kick this one deep once again, and he puts a left foot into it, kicks a high kick, and this one's going to go into the end zone for the touchback as Bryant Fitzgerald fields it. So the Avon offense, well, they were up to the task to begin the half. The defense, well, not quite so much, as they allow on the first play that the Giants run from scrimmage here in the second half. A big 67-yard run right up the gut as Dorian Tate outruns everybody. Gabe Laxton's about the only one who had a shot at him, but Tate outran him as well. And it is a 40-20 game as Brandon Peters has Darian Love to his left, as that is Andrew Griffin in motion. Peters takes a snap, gets pressure, leaves it, dumps it off to Moore. Matt Moore, this time they're waiting for him, and it's a loss of 5 on the play. Pressure came from around this near end, and Peters dumped to the backside over toward Moore, but well defensed by the Ben Davis Giants for a loss of 5 back to the Avon 15-yard line. It will be second down and 15 yards to go. Peters will be flanked left and right. Love and Batustik, I believe. Peters fakes. This is Braden Luce at the 15 to the 20 and not much more. And before he is brought down, tackled by the outside linebacker Christian Hunter. Braden will pick up maybe 6 yards to the 21, but it'll make it third down and 9 for Avon. Clock moving, 8:50 left to go in the third quarter. Giants up 40-20. Brian Scott with you tonight for Avon Varsity Football on Audio Sports Online. Cole Rightly as the wide receiver to the near side. It is Luce, Griffin, and Moore all to the left. Love remains the tailback as Peters works out of the gun. Takes the snap, pressure comes, steps in the pocket, fires downfield, has Andrew Griffin at the 35, to the 40, to the 45, across midfield, and into Giant territory at around the 46-yard line. Andrew Griffin from Brandon Peters, and the Orioles are back in Giant territory all the way onto the 46-yard line. It'll be first and 10 Avon. They get a big third down conversion. First and 10 Orioles. Giant 46-yard line. Gabe Laxton's back in as a wide receiver to the left. It is Griffin and Luce to the near side. Peters will bend under center with a single back. That's Love. Gives the ball off, and here's Dorian Love up the middle for a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. Make it 4 yards as they'll spot him at about the 42-yard line. Second and 6 coming up for Avon. Griffin will go to the far side of the field. Love and Batustik will flank Peters. Have not seen Derek Tennant. Peters takes a snap, penalty flag, and it looked like some movement along the Avon offensive line. Nick Shoemaker, I believe, with the movement, and it'll be a 5-yard penalty for a false start against Avon. They'll push the ball back to the Giants' 47-yard line. Call a second down and 11. Griffin will head out to the far side of the field. Gabe Laxton's to the near side. Braden Luce will line up as a far wide receiver with Griffin in the slot. Darian Love is the tailback to the right of Peters. Peters takes the snap, drops back, sets up, fires downfield, looking for Andrew Griffin, and well defended. Brandon had to get rid of that ball as the defenders were coming, and he had to get rid of that ball a little bit earlier than he wanted to, but it'll bring up 3rd down and 11 for Avon. Ball remains at the Giant 47-yard line on this big 3rd down and 11. Griffin in the slot left with Braden Luce on the far side of the field. Matt Moore lines up in the wideout also, as a wideout also to the left. Peters takes the snap, looks, pressure comes, fires over the middle, tip, but right into the hands of Matt Moore. Moore's helmet falls off, but he converts another big 3rd down. He will have to leave for one play. Derek Tennant finally back in as he had sat for a good part of this drive. Zach Batustik will leave. Matt Moore comes to the sideline as well. See if, so Gabe Laxton's is now in. Trips to the right, Laxton's to the left. Here's Tennant with the ball. Runs to the right side, and good pursuit from the back side by, it looks like, Chaz Stringer. And a pickup maybe of a yard or so on the play for Avon. And they'll spot the ball at the Giant 28-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Orioles. Clock shows 6:15 left to go 3rd quarter. The Giants lead Avon 40-20. Zach Batustik back in as the play clock winds down, and now Avon will call the first of their 3 timeouts. 6:02 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Avon with the football, trailing by 20. You're watching Oriole football on ASO.
Stop in any Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's and try one of their two $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger. McDonald's is a proud supporter of Avon and Brownsburg athletics and is proud to host the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, taped Wednesday nights on location and aired Friday nights before football on 1610 AM XRB and XRBradio.com. McDonald's has 2 locations in Brownsburg and Avon. In Brownsburg, they are located at the corner of Main and Odell next to Marsh and just off Green Street next to I-74. In Avon, you can find them at the corner of 267 and 36 next to Kroger or on Rockville Road next to Meyer. Stop in either Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's for their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger today.
Back at Hendricks Regional Health Stadium at Avon High School, Brian Scott with you tonight on Audio Sports Online as the Orioles take the first of their 3 timeouts as they have 2nd and 9 at the Giant 28-yard line. They trail 40-20 as Batustik and Tennant will line up in an I behind Brandon Peters, who will bend under a center, Brady Nyland. 2 wideouts to the left of the formation, tight end right. Giants show blitz up the middle. Peters takes a snap, fires downfield, looking for Matt Moore. Passes incomplete. Pressure came up the middle from the Giants as coming in on the rush for Ben Davis was Tim Fields. And it'll make it 3rd down and 9 now for Avon. Long drive has started at their own 20-yard line for the Orioles. And now they face another big 3rd down. They've converted 2 big 3rd downs on this drive. They're looking for another one right here. Under 6 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Peters takes the snap, drops back, looks, gets pressure, fires, and throws this one away. Pressure from Asmar Bilal once again. And Peters just simply threw this one out of bounds. He was looking down that sideline. Cole Rightly was the receiver in the vicinity, but Brandon just getting rid of that football, and it's 4th down. And the Orioles in the opening drive of this half went for it on 4th down, converted. That led to a touchdown, and once again, they find themselves with a 4th down, this time 9 yards to go. 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Tennant to the right of Peters working out of the gun. Peters will take the snap. He will looks over to the left, fires, has a pass complete, but this one's going to be well short. Braden Luce was the receiver, but he only ran about 5 yards down the field as the Giants were giving plenty of cushion, just letting Braden catch that football and then made the sure tackle, and the Orioles will turn the ball over on downs, trailing by 20 with 5:47 left to go in the third quarter. So Ben Davis now will have the ball at their own 23-yard line, up 40-20, and again 5:47 remaining in the third quarter. Dorian Tate, the last time the Giants had the football, he only touched it once and ran it for 67-yard touchdown. He'll get the ball again, but this time there's a whole host of black-clad Oriole jerseys there to meet him and pushing back for a loss of about 2 or 3 on the play. Avon this time was ready as the Giants sent trips wide to the left, one to the right. Kastner back to pass. Looks, pressure comes, lost it downfield, passes in and out of the hands. True Smith had it in his hands, and all he can do is hold his head, as he knew he had 6 points easily if he brought it in, but fortunately for the Orioles, he drops the football, and it's just a long, incomplete pass as the Giants will now have third down and long. So third down and 12 for Ben Davis. They will again line trips left. This is a formation they've had a lot of good matchups for. Kastner, quick hitter over to the right, and the pass is complete. Bringing it down, fighting for the football over on that far side is Chris Evans. As I believe he was fighting maybe Nick Handlin over there on the far sideline, and Evans is the one that comes away with the football, and it's enough for a Giant first down at their own 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Kastner and the Giants. Trips left, give us to Tate. Looks for some room. Actually, I think that's Chris Evans with the football as he goes to the right side and picks up maybe 2 or 3 yards play. It was Evans, the ball carrier, and he picks up about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 as the ball will be spotted at the Giant, just beyond the Giant 38-yard line. 4:52 left to go, clock running, third quarter, 40-20 is our score. Here's a give up the middle, nothing doing as the Orioles are all over with Zach Williams stopping Chris Evans. Loss of maybe a yard or so on the play, and once again, Giants find themselves in third and long, but they have been able to convert on many of these opportunities with the Orioles unable to get them off the field. 3rd and 7. They will split out 2 to the left and 2 to the right as Kastner works once again out of the gun. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, plenty of time now, rolls to the near side. Orioles come, lost it deep downfield, looking deep, pass intended for Brennan Gillis. Pressure finally coming by the Orioles on Kyle Kastner, and it was Nick Handlin, or excuse me, Drew Shayatovich in coverage of Brennan Gillis, and that's going to force, well, we'll see, it's 4th down and 7 yards to go as we have a different punter. Normally Kyle Kastner is the punter, but we have a different punter back there on this attempt. Try to get it for you in a second. Kick is away, and a fair catch is called for at the 33 and muff. And the ball still loose.
With the punt for the Giants, and Avon does recover.
Avon recovers. It was.
So Avon will take over 1st and 10 with
did not see who the punter was. It was not Kyle Kastner, who normally punts, but a 20-point lead, taking no chances. They will have somebody else punt it. Orioles dodge a bullet as they muff the punt, but they recover, and they have the football once again, this time at their own 34-yard line. They trail 40-20 with 3:51 left to go in this third quarter of play. Brandon Peters under center with an eye backfield. That's Batustik and Tennant. Wide receivers left and right. Play action pass. Peters rolls to the near side. Pressure comes. Now he takes off to the 35 and dives over the 40-yard line to about the 42-yard line. It's a pickup of 8 by the junior quarterback. And it'll be 2nd down and 2 for Avon. Peters takes it up to the 42-yard line, and the Orioles will have it 2nd and 2 as Griffin and Moore will go to the far side. Cole Riley is the wide out near side. Batustik and Tennant, eye backfield, as Brandon Peters will step under center, looking over a 4-man front. Here's a give to Tennant. Tennant looks for some room around the left side, and he's going to be shy of the first down as he is brought down.
First down marker.
Tackle looks like it was made by Dallas Pitts, the defensive end for the Giants. And Derek did not make it to the line of scrimmage, or to the first down marker, excuse me. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1. Clock moves, 2:40 left to go, third quarter. 2 wideouts to the near side is, again, the eye backfield. Give to Derek. Derek up the middle, has the first down and more. Tries to cut it up a little further, but he is going to be brought down. Penalty flag on the play as I believe Damian Civils made the tackle for the Giants. And illegal contact, illegal hands to the face, I believe, by Avon. So, costly penalty on what would have been a first down for the Orioles is going to negate that and force the Orioles back. And they'll march this one back to the Avon 38-yard line, where they will have it 3rd down and about 6.
3rd and 6.
Orioles back to the line of scrimmage. As Luce, Griffin, and Moore are all to the near side. Brandon looks over the defense, takes the snap. Drops back, pressure comes, and he goes down. Several defenders there for the Ben Davis Giants. First and foremost is John Ward, the 6', 225-pound middle linebacker for the Giants. And the Orioles go from having 1st and 10 to the penalty cost them, and the sack pushes them back further to their own 30-yard line. And at 4th and long, Alex Steffen is on to punt. So Chris Evans and Jalen Harden back deep as the Orioles once again having to run a player on to the field as the play clock winds down. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. They get the play off. Steffen puts a foot into it. Rush comes. This will take an Oriole bounce, and it will be down at the Ben Davis, in Ben Davis territory at around the 37-yard line. 1:12 left to go in this third quarter, and the 2nd-ranked Giants lead the 10th-ranked Orioles by the score of 40-20. Brian Scott with you tonight on Audio Sports Online, bringing you Avon Oriole football. Orioles have shown signs at times that they can play, but they've also given up some very big plays to Ben Davis, as has been Ben Davis's want in this game. They have made the big plays, and they've exploited some matchups. Credit that senior quarterback, Kyle Kastner, for seeing the matchups and taking advantage of it. As Kastner rolls out, pump fakes, fires downfield, passes incomplete. He was looking over at the far sideline. I believe he was looking for Story Emerson. Passes incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Giants. 1:07 left to go, third quarter. as Kastner will bring the Giants back up to the line of scrimmage. 3 wideouts to the near side as Dorian Tate will line up left of Kastner. He will have Chris Evans, True Smith, and Brennan Gillis near side, but this is Tate on the carry, and he'll take it into the middle of the line. And after that first run by Tate to begin the second half that he took to the house 67 yards later, Avon doing a good job of plugging up the holes in the middle. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8. Trips left, wide receiver right, Tate to the left of Kastner working out of the gun on this 3rd down and 8. And this one's going to cost Ben Davis 5 as there's movement on the offensive line on the left side, and it'll be 3rd and 13 once they mark this one off. 37.9 seconds remain, quarter number 3. 40-20 is our score. Avon took the first possession of the second half, marched it down the field, scored the touchdown, got the 2-point conversion. That made it a 13-point game, but after the kickoff, Dorian Tate ran at 67 yards on the first play to make it, well, the score is now 40-20. Trips left once again, same formation. This time Avon gives some cushion. Low snap, but Kastner picks it up, fires over the middle, pass is complete, and Brennan Gillis, they needed about 13 yards. He picked up 14 yards, 15 yards, and it's a conversion for the Giants as they will make it 1st and 10 at their own about 49-yard line. Clock stopped with 11.4 seconds remaining. Now they'll wind it, and we'll see if the Giants elect to run a play. 5 seconds remain, and Kastner is going to run a play. Kastner back to pass, fires right side, pass is complete, but it's going to be for a loss. It's about a 1-yard loss. Over there was True Smith. I also believe Story Emerson was there. They kind of ran into each other, and that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll head to the fourth quarter with the Avon Orioles trailing the Ben Davis Giants 40-20. You're watching Oriole football on Audio Sports Online.
McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900. Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Redd. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
Fourth quarter here at Hendricks Regional Health Stadium at Avon High School. 40-20 is our score. Brian Scott back with you on the first play. It is Tate running around the near side, and he's going to pick up a good chunk of yardage into Avon territory at the 43-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and short situation. Another late night if you're an Avon football fan. Game didn't start quite as late as it did last week at Lucas Oil Stadium, but it is running about as long as Dorian Tate runs around the left side, and he'll pick up the 1st down to the Avon 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for Ben Davis. Ben Davis offensive line now beginning to wear down this Avon defense. They've been doing it pretty much all game long, and it's now Two runs by Dorian Tate, and they are down to the 35-yard line of Avon. 3 wideouts to the near side. Quick pass. This is complete. Rashawn Bond with the catch. He will take it inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. Pickup of about 7 yards. It'll bring up second down and 3. Gassner and the Giant offense moving down the field. Trips right. And here is a give as the ball carrier was LaShawn Johnson for the Giants, as gives Dorian Tate a spell. And it's a first down on the pickup of about 4 yards on the play. So 1st and 10 now for the Giants. Ball is spotted at the 21-yard line. Gassner passes complete. Rashawn Bond with the catch. Tackle made by Bryant Fitzgerald, but not before Bond picks up a gain of about 8 to the Oriole 14-yard line. And this time, Gassner took the snap, was on his knee when he got the ball, and he was trying to throw the ball, and with his knee on the ground when he had it, they marked him down at the spot. So it's a loss back to about the 19-yard line. And LaShawn Johnson once again in the backfield. Now Johnson leaves and Tate is back. So 3rd down and 7 for the Ben Davis Giants. Play clock down to 10. This is Tate around the left side, finds a corner, eludes a tackle, and he looks like he will have enough for a first down. Brian Fitzgerald had the angle, but Tate slipped past the Orioles safety, and he gets enough for a first down. Ball's going to be spotted, I believe, just outside the 10, inside the 11, so the Giants could get a first down without a touchdown, as they've now been just methodically moving it down the field here. And now a penalty flag flies as they're going to call the Orioles lining up offsides.
Penalty is against Avon, offside.
So march off 5 against the Orioles, and don't want to give Ben Davis anything they don't earn themselves. 5 yards makes it 1st and 5 at the Orioles 6. Tate to the right of Gassner working out of the gun. Now Gassner checks over to the sideline. Clock stopped, 9:53 left to go in the 4th. Gassner fires, looks to the right, pass is complete. Bringing it down is True Smith from 6 yards out as he makes the catch. And the Giants now lead 46-20 pending the point after. Had to wait to make sure Smith brought that ball in and completed the catch. The back judge said he did, and the 6-yard touchdown pass makes it 46-20 as Chris Flores is on for the point after. Flores puts it up, puts it through, and with 9:48 left to go in the 4th quarter, it's the 2nd-ranked Giants 47, the 10th-ranked Orioles 20. Back with a kickoff after this. This is Oriole football on ASO.
Stop in any Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's and try one of their two $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger. McDonald's is a proud supporter of Avon and Brownsburg athletics and is proud to host the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, taped Wednesday nights on location and aired Friday nights before football on 1610 AM XRB and XRBradio.com. McDonald's has 2 locations in Brownsburg and Avon. In Brownsburg, they are located at the corner of Main and Odell next to Marsh and just off Green Street next to I-74. In Avon, you can find them at the corner of 267 and 36 next to Kroger or on Rockville Road next to Meyer. Stop in either Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's for their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger today.
Ben Davis marches down the field methodically. They put it in the end zone. They now lead 47-20 as ball is up in the air by Brian Fitzgerald, but he's able to haul it back in, and He will take it to the 21-yard line where Avon will set up shop 1st and 10. Avon's offense marching down the field the last drive, but a penalty killed them on an illegal use of hands after they had already had a 3rd down conversion. That pushed them back, and then a sack of Brandon Peters forced them to punt, and that allowed Ben Davis to get the ball and march down the field for the last touchdown. Orioles will start on their own 22-yard line, trailing by 27 as Peters drops back to pass, and that one just floats out of his hand. Might have slipped. It is, again, a very warm, muggy night here in Avon, and that ball looks like it just slipped right out of Brandon's hands as he was trying to throw it to the right side, and pass is incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for the Orioles. Andrew Griffin will go to the far side. Gabe Laxton's, check that, I think it's Breeden loose to the near side. Split backs with Peters out of the gun. Pressure comes. Brandon fires over to the right side. Pass knocked away. Intended for Andrew Griffin. Knocked away over on the far side by Chaz Stringer, but a penalty flag flies. And looks like we might have defensive pass interference against the Ben Davis Giants. Pass interference against the Giants is the call. It's a 15-yard penalty. Remember, last year they changed the rule. It is no longer an automatic 1st down, but in this case, it will give the Orioles a 1st down as it's 15 yards. Will move the chains. They'll spot the ball at the Avon 36-yard line, 37-yard line, I should say. 1st and 10, Avon. They trail 47 to 20. 9:32 remains in the football game. Wide receivers to the left and to the right. Peters flanked in the gun. Pressure comes. Peters back to pass. Looks downfield, looking for Andrew Griffin. Stringer once again in coverage of Griffin. Andrew tried to go up with one hand to bring that ball down, but it falls incomplete. As once Andrew got a fingertip on it, Stringer made sure the pass would not be completed, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Right now, Ben Davis just pinning their ears back and coming after Brandon Peters, and they will send trips wide to the right and a single wide out to the left, tended to the left of Peters out of the gun. Peters is back to pass, fires over to the near side. Breeden loose at the 46, tries to turn it upfield, will stop. He'll have enough for the 1st down as Luce will take it to the Oriole 49-yard line. It's a pickup of about 13 on the play, enough for an Oriole 1st down. So they'll move the chains and now actually put the nose of the football at the midfield stripe. 1st and 10 Avon, and now they'll wind the clock. 9:20 and counting here in the 4th quarter. 27-point Giant advantage as Peters is back to pass. Looks, fires to the right, pass is complete. Turning upfield to the 40 and inside the 40 down to about 39-yard line. Andrew Griffin with the catch. And another 1st down for this Avon Oriole offense. Actually, it was Cole Rightly making the catch, his 1st catch. And Rightly, Griffin, and Moore will come to the near side. Breeden loose to the far side on this 1st and 10 from the Giant 39-yard line. Tennant to the right of Peters, working out of the gun. Brandon takes the snap, fires downfield, pass is complete. Breeden loose, and Luce looks like he will have enough for another 1st down. A 12-yard pickup on the play.
For another 11-yard gain.
Cortez Tennant, the safety for the Giants, with the stop, but not before the Orioles pick up another 1st down as they're marching down the field. But it might be a little too much, a little too late for Avon. They will have to really get this one in quickly, and they have trips wide to the left. Peters back to pass, Slips, now runs, fires up downfield, looking down into the end zone. Pass is incomplete. Braden Luce was the intended receiver, and it will be incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Avon Orioles. Again, at times, Avon has shown they have been able to move the ball, and Brandon Peters has definitely done a good job at times of avoiding what is a very intense Ben Davis rush. Front three, especially the Brady Nyland, Zach Ryan, and Ross Carter have done a good job trying to protect up the middle. As this time Derek Tennett's going to be brought for a loss, as shooting across and making the tackle is Asmar Bilal. He has been everywhere tonight, and you will definitely see him playing Saturdays, more than likely either Michigan or Notre Dame next season. It's going to be a loss back to the 33-yard line of the Giants, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 16. Rightly to the far side, Laxton's and Griffin will come to the near side. Tennant to the left of Peters, working out of the gun. 3rd down, 16 for Avon. Brandon takes the snap, fires over the middle, passes incomplete, and looking for a targeting call, I believe that is what Mark Bless, and that is a point of emphasis by officials this year, is the targeting calls. Coming in, making the hit was Jalen Harden, and it is going to bring up 4th down. No penalty is called. It was a point of emphasis made before the season started, was targeting in high school football. Anything that is to the head or above the shoulders, leading with a forearm, would be considered targeting, but no call here, and 4th down for Avon. Trips left, Peters back to pass, pressure comes, he just throws it up, it's going to be picked off at the 22. Back to the 40, to the 50, midfield stripe, trying to cut back in, intercepted over on that far side. I believe that was Chris Parrish with the interception. As Brandon, pressure was coming, he had to get rid of that football, and he's going to throw the pick, and it's going to be returned into Avon territory all the way down to the Avon 37-yard line. So I believe Chris Parrish with the interception of Brandon Peters. And with 7:44 left to go in the football game, Giants lead 47-20, and they are already deep in Avon territory. New quarterback is Ajoy Cooper, as Kyle Kastner's evening is done. Cooper gives it to Johnson. This is LaShawn Johnson, and he's going to run it all the way down inside the 10 and run out finally at about the 4-yard line.
All the way to the 5-yard line.
They'll mark him out.
Ryan Fitzgerald wanted the Orioles to run him out of bounds.
Yeah, they'll mark him out before he got to the 5, closer to about just inside the 6. So Ajoy Cooper now into the contest. He got some action last week in mop-up duty against Cathedral. Same here with Avon. Here is Johnson. He's stacked up, eludes one tackle but not another, and he's going to have no gain on the play.
No gain on the play. Will bring down up a 2nd down.
So Johnson stopped for no gain. It'll be 2nd and goal again from the 6-yard line for the Ben Davis Giants. As Cooper will keep the ball. He'll run around the left side, and he'll pick up maybe a couple of yards inside the 5 down to about the 4-yard line. Maybe to the 3-yard line, make a 3rd and goal from the 3. So Cooper and Johnson in the backfield, with Cooper, the quarterback, working out of the gun. And he will look now over to the sideline. LaShawn Johnson, the tailback, will now move over to his right side. And penalty flags fly as illegal procedure called against Ben Davis. Well, Ben Davis head coach Mike Kirshner has anything to be disappointed about. Is much like the game against Cathedral. Quite a few penalties against the Giants in this game as well. But it has not hurt them. And clock will wind as we approach 6:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. Giants up 47-20. As Johnson is to the right of Cooper. Ajoy Cooper looks for some room around the right side. He will bow his head and plunge to about the 5-yard line, but that'll bring up fourth down. And this time it looks like Coach Kirshner will elect to bring in Chris Flores to try a field goal. So this will be about a 22-yard field goal attempt. Make it 21 maybe. As the left-footed senior kicker, he's missed 2 extra points, but has been pretty much spot on since. And this kick is up, and from 22 yards out, the kick is good. 5:27 left to go in this football game, and the Ben Davis Giants lead the Avon Orioles 50-20. Back with a kickoff in a moment. This is Oriole football on ASO.
Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com.
The Brandon Peters interception by Chris Parrish turns into a 22-yard field goal eventually by Chris Flores. And the second-ranked Giants increase their lead 50-20. Brian Scott back with you from Hendricks Regional Health Stadium at Avon High School. Orioles will look this one over and know that they've been beaten by a very, very good team. And unless Carmel is doing something rather spectacular tonight, it's going to be hard to keep Ben Davis becoming the number 1 team in the state next week. This ball is kicked and will be taken at the 5 to the 10, 15, 20, and up to about the 23-yard line.
The ball will be returned to the 22-yard line.
At the 22-yard line that is where the Avon Orioles will take over, 1st and 10. Aaron Young is going to get his first playing time of the season. 5'10", 160-pound senior. As Brandon Peters' day is done after the Giants increase their lead to 30 points. So Aaron Youngs will bend under center. He will hand the ball off, and the ball is stripped, and Ben Davis has the football. Somewhere in there, Giants come away with the takeaway as they strip that ball right out of the hands. Antonio McEwen comes away with a football, and did not see who was running the football at the time. It looks like Coach Bless had plenty of his second-teamers in there on that. It might have been Darian Love, or it could have been Alec Burcham. Not quite sure, but however it is another turnover. And once again, Ajoy Cooper is back out onto the field to lead the Giants as they'll have it 1st and 10 from the Oriole 15-yard line on this takeaway. Here is Cooper. He'll keep it himself. Looks for some room around the left side. He'll have the first down. He'll be stopped shy of the goal line. And it'll be 1st and goal for the Ben Davis Giants. A very disappointing game for the Avon Orioles. Still 5:05 left to go in the fourth quarter. And they will now turn their attention to next week's Hoosier Crossroads Conference opener with Hamilton Southeastern. And that will be no small task in itself as well. Cooper gives it to LaShawn Johnson. Johnson will barrel across the goal line and run it in from 4 yards out. So LaShawn Johnson gets into the mix with a 4-yard touchdown run. And it is now a 56-20 advantage.
That was it. 25, Manny Harris scored the touchdown.
It's not LaShawn Johnson, my mistake. Manny Harris is the Giant that ran it in. We also have a new kicker, as putting that one through the uprights was Lucas Figueiredo. Point after is good, and with 4:42 left to go in the fourth, the Giants are up 57-20. Back with a kick after this. This is Oriole football on ASO.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Redd. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
Flores will kick it off, and he will send it to the sideline where it will go out of bounds. His second kickoff out of bounds tonight. So Manny Harris plunges in from 4 yards out. And Ben Davis leads 57-20 with 4:42 left to go in this fourth quarter. So the Orioles will spend this week long weekend. I'm sure they'll be back tomorrow looking at some film, lifting and running. They will have Monday off from school, and they will get ready for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals due here next Friday night. We'll have that game for you here on Audio Sports Online. Aaron Young's back in at quarterback again for Avon. The give, I believe, is to Darian Love. It is tough to see with a lot of new faces, new numbers out there right now. It is Love with the carry, as he will gain a few yards, about 3 yards up to the Oriole 39-yard line. That'll bring it second down and 6 for Avon. As it looks like Avon run the ball, try to run some clock out and get out of this game, as we are under 4 minutes left to go. Young once again to Love. Love finds some room, comes to the near side, to midfield, to the 45, to the 40, spins and makes it. Is not Love, actually. That is Hunter Tischer. Hunter Tischer with the ball, with the carry, number 22. Or it could be Love. Again, these camo jerseys, it looks like 22 or 23 with all that black. But it's a gain down to the 32-yard line of the Ben Davis Giants. Clock moves, 3:40 left to go in this contest. Two wide outs to the far side as Young looks over his backfield in an eye backs. The give is to the right side, making a move to the 15, down to the 10, and down to the 5. It is Darian Love with the ball carry, with the carry down to the 5-yard line. So it's Darian Love getting the carries here, and he takes it all the way down to about the 5-yard line. Ben Davis now running with many of their second-team defense in as well. They'll say he stopped at the 6-yard line, but it'll be first and goal for Avon at the 6. 3:16 left to go in this fourth quarter as Young brings in the play from the sideline. I believe that's Sully Brown and Akash Khanna lined up, but this is Love, goes over the middle, and he'll take it down to about just inside the 2-yard line. Bring up second and goal, just outside the 1. Aaron Young, didn't see him last year. Senior getting a chance to orchestrate a drive here in the closing minutes of this game. Second and goal from just outside the 1 for the Avon Orioles as Young bends under center. Gives it to Love, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. Their touchdown run from Darian Love. He gets into the end zone with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. It makes it 57-26, pending the point after. As see who they send out. Again, Samperino had some of those duties last week, but it is Alex Steffen out there for this point after. Low snap, good hold. Kick is up, and the kick is through. So Steffen's point after is good, and with 2:10 remaining, it is 57-27 in favor of the second-ranked Ben Davis Giants as Dorian Love gets into the end zone for the Orioles, as it was pretty much Darian Love throughout that drive. Well, a warm, muggy night in Avon is not going to end quite the way the Orioles had hoped for. But again, we have to mention Ben Davis will likely go to number 1. I would hazard to guess next week, barring whatever Carmel is doing. But they were separated by a mere 4 points, and after the showing the Giants have had tonight against the Orioles, it will be hard-pressed to keep them out of the number 1 ranking. This one's going to be kicked deep and taken at the 1. Up to the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and on the move. To the 40, 45, 50, and run out of bounds is, I believe the ball carrier is Jordan Wilkerson. And he has a nice return as he takes it all the way back into Oriole territory, and they'll spot the ball at the 43-yard line. Actually, when it's all said and done, they're going to spot it at the 44-yard line. And that is where Ben Davis will have the ball. First and 10, a minute 59 remains. 57-27 is the score as DeJoy Cooper is back out onto the field. Wideouts to the left, 2 to the right for the Giants. And Cooper takes the snap, gives it, and running penalty flag thrown, as this penalty will go against the Giants. I believe that was Jeremiah Whithorn was the ball carrier for the Giants, but this one will go back on the hold. And they'll march it all the way back into Giant territory and spot the ball at the 47-yard line. A minute 51 remains. Clock now moving. 57-27 is our score. Trips wide to the right. DeJoy Cooper is going to be sacked as coming in to make the play for Avon believe
Adam Ohab, number 88, in on the stop for about a
Adam Ohab
7-yard loss.
makes the tackle, 6'1", 205-pound junior. It's a sack back to the 40-yard line and brings up 2nd and 26. Minute 15 remains as Cooper and the Giants look to finish this one off. Long look over to the sideline. Play clock under 10 seconds. Cooper takes the snap, hands it off, run right up the middle, past the 45 to the 47-yard line. Again, a lot of, I think that's Zion Biao on the carry. 3rd down at about 35 seconds remaining. This will be the final play of the game on this 3rd down as Cooper looks over to the sideline. About a 12-second differential between the play clock and the game clock as the give is right up the middle once again.
Run up the middle, good for a 1-yard gain.
It's a 1-yard gain, but that is going to do it as the second-ranked Ben Davis Giants defeat number 10 Avon by the score of 57 to 27. We'll have some final thoughts in just a moment. You're watching Oriole football on AudioSportsOnline.com.
Stop in any Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's and try one of their two $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger. McDonald's is a proud supporter of Avon and Brownsburg athletics and is proud to host the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, taped Wednesday nights on location and aired Friday nights before football on 1610 AM XRB and XRBradio.com. McDonald's has 2 locations in Brownsburg and Avon. In Brownsburg, they are located at the corner of Main and Odell next to Marsh and just off Green Street next to I-74. In Avon, you can find them at the corner of 267 and 36 next to Kroger or on Rockville Road next to Meyer. Stop in either Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's for their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or the triple cheeseburger today. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com. McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900.
Welcome back to Hendricks Regional Health Stadium at Avon High School. Brian Scott with you tonight as the second-ranked Ben Davis Giants have defeated the 10th-ranked Avon Orioles by the score of 57 to 27. It was a pretty good game by Ben Davis, to say the least. They managed to withstand an early touchdown by Avon. Matter of fact, the Avon defense looked pretty good in the first couple of series. Avon got on the board first with a touchdown run. The point after was blocked, but they did lead 6-0. But Ben Davis wouldn't be denied. They scored 4 unanswered touchdowns, and they went on to win this game by the score of 57 to 27. Avon came back in the second half, took the opening drive, went down the field, got a 4-yard touchdown run from Dorian Love, and a Matt Moore 2-point conversion. At the time, looked like Avon was going to make a game out of this as they trailed by 13. But on the ensuing kickoff, the Giants took the ball had the ball at their own 33-yard line, and Dorian Tate took one, blasted right up the gut, let's say, went right through the Avon defensive line, in through the second line of defense, and rumbled 67 yards. It took one play. It took all the air out of the Avon defense, as well as pretty much the offense as well. And Ben Davis would go on to win this game handily, 57-27. As I mentioned earlier, Ben Davis came into this game ranked second in the state of Indiana, while they were ranked 19th in the entire country. No other Indiana team was ranked. After tonight's game, you got to think AP voters are probably going to rank Ben Davis number one. For Avon, at times, they showed that they could move the ball, but a few penalties and a few costly turnovers, in the end, they just simply couldn't match up, especially with the wide receivers that Ben Davis had, the size, and, of course, senior quarterback Kyle Kastner. He is the real deal, as they would say. Brandon Peters, very good quarterback, and tonight he proved it. He eluded the rush many a times, was able to deliver some big balls, made some key conversions, but in the end, it was just simply too much for the Orioles to handle the Giants tonight, and the Giants win 57-27. The win for the Giants moves them to 2-0 in the season. The loss for the Orioles drops them to 1-1. It is now on to conference play, and Avon's going to have to get over this game in a hurry, because they are going to have Hamilton Southeastern coming in next week. As tough as their Metropolitan Conference foes have been with Lawrence Central and Ben Davis in the first 2 weeks, there's probably nobody tougher in the HCC. Hamilton Southeastern and Fishers may be the other two top teams in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. So Avon's going to have to get right back on the horse, come out here next week and take on Hamilton Southeastern. It's been my pleasure to bring you the game tonight. My broadcast partner, Dave Shelburne, he should be back next week as we bring you all the action of Avon Oriole football on Audio Sports Online. If you want to watch any of our broadcasts this season on Audio Sports Online, you can click a free on-demand replay. It's on YouTube. You can also check our website, audiosportsonline.com. I'll usually have those games up within about 24 hours or so. Once again, your final score from Avon High School, the second-ranked Ben Davis Giants, they defeat 10th-ranked Avon by the score of 57-27. Until next week, when Hamilton Southeastern comes to Avon, this is Brian Scott saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. So long, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to Avon Varsity Football on Audio Sports Online. Tonight's game has been brought to you by McDonald's, Reynolds Body Shop, McNamara Florist, and Red Cobra Wrestling. Get a free on-demand replay of tonight's game by visiting audiosportsonline.com. Oriole football is an audiosportsonline.com production.